What is up, everybody? Welcome to the 2v2 Bizarre RNG for the Win tournament. I am Delthius, and joining me on the desk today, we've got AV Ultima. What's going on, my man?
Hey guys, good to be here. I'm ready for some RNG upon RNG action.
Yeah, this is gonna be nuts. Okay, so this is kind of silly. We could have used a random number generator, but no, you guys, we got something better in store. Listen, let me turn on the old camera. There I am. Look at me. Look at my tooth and tail shirt and be jealous. So we are going to pick contestant names out of the hats to determine seed orders. I have a lovely top hat here, and if Premium Bo is ready to be taking notes, I will go ahead and begin. Let me make sure Premium Bo is got his pen and paper. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, Premium Bo's ready. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Again, I've got a top hat here, and I've got some random names written on papers. So seed number 1 is Ramon Corona. Let me actually do this. There we go. Okay. Seed number 1, Ramon Corona. Seed number 2 is Mishi. I guess you guys probably want to see the top hat. Who we got next? Pile is seed number 3. Let me make sure I'm not going too fast for Premium Bo. All right. I think he's good. I'll slow it down a little bit. I don't want him to lose track. Keep a mental note, AV Ultima. Let's see how good your short-term memory is.
Have you started yet?
Oh, you're good. You're good. I'm just messing with you. Seed number 4 is Washoe. Seed number 5 is Chip from Space. Is this an okay pace, Premium Bo? Are you keeping up? I think so. Okay. So what was that? Seed number 5, I think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. All right. The next seed is... Seed number 6 is this guy. Seed number...
I don't think he can play, Delthius.
What's that?
No.
Oh gosh. Now I get the joke. Jeez, I'm slow. All right. That was seed number 6, I think. Seed number 7 is Kalaru. All right. Seed number 8 is Jim Helkin. We've got seed number 9 as Z. The gentleman's hyped, he hasn't been picked yet. Seed number 10 is Kerpa. Seed number 11 is Mr. Ziggy. Seed number 12 is the Conniver. Seed number 13 is the gentleman. There he is. Seed number 14 is Big Pimpintosh. Seed number... Let me double check Premium Bo. I think he's keeping up. Okay, he hasn't yelled at me yet. Seed number 15 is Cyril. Seed number 16 is Powelon. Seed number 17 is Arbuz Budesh. And the last seed is Kaiserus. Seed number 18. I think that's it. I think I did that right. Hope I did that right. Okay. So... Alright, it looks...
I feel like you needed Pomp and Circumstance playing that entire time. Announcing the game.
That would have been good. Absolutely. Okay, let me get my big ugly mug off the camera here. Boom. Alright, so Premium Bo is in the process of figuring out who is playing where. I actually honestly think that's already done for the most part. What match? I'm going to leave it up to you, AV. Do you have the spreadsheet open?
Let me bring it back up.
What match do you think we should watch? Or it doesn't even have to be a match, it could be a specific player. Besides Arbuz or Kaiserus, they got a bye for week 1, or round 1 rather. So which player do you want to see in the first game?
Honestly, the last I heard from the gentleman is that he won a tournament and then apparently retired. So I'm curious to see him play, actually, if that's possible.
Alright, so we want to see the gentleman's match first. So let me make sure Premium Bo knows that. Yeah, the gentleman kind of pulled a Delthius. He kind of retired, laid low for a month or two, and then came right back into it. He's actually organizing the 12 Duels event. That's a lot of fun. I don't know if you can still sign up for that or not. Take that up with the gentleman. I don't want to say something wrong, but we are starting some of those replays tomorrow, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Big weekend for Tooth and Tail. We've got this awesome tournament today, and then tomorrow we're starting that more like a season kind of thing, looking at some of the replays, so super excited.
Looking forward to it.
So let me know if the chat levels are okay, guys. I think it should be good. Tosh is already streaming the gentleman's match, he said.
If you're wondering who you're paired up with, be sure to look at the Google Doc. I assume Premium Bo is the one currently setting that right now.
Yes, indeed. Good call. Alright, so he is probably busy doing that. I mean, okay, so right now Big Pimpin' Tosh is also streaming, aka Witty Pun 7 on Twitch. I think he's just streaming like his first-person perspective throughout the tournament. So the gentleman will be showed there. I wonder if instead of watching the gentleman...
you want to pop over someone else because he's already being streamed.
Yeah, I think that's right. How about live... Oh my gosh. Chipford Space and this guy on the same team. Doof. That is rough. This guy is a relatively newer player. Take that with a grain of salt. He's amazing. I think he's probably the best ladder hero at the moment. And Chip from Space, of course. If you've been following Tooth and Tail scene, you know he's everybody's favorite 4th grader. Super good. Always top tier. We've even got Pyle back in this tournament. You know what? You want to watch the game of Pyle and Mishi? That'd be pretty fun.
I saw that comment as well. I'm down.
Alright, let's do Pyle. Let's see.
Oh, swap the lobby to a 2v2 lobby?
Oh yeah, thank you. Boom, boom. Oh gosh, I just showed everybody the password. No, I didn't. You guys didn't see that. There we go. Okay. If you did see the password, please don't come in and spectate just because it might cause latency issues, guys. You can catch all the action here. My observing should be good enough, hopefully. Time to hack the tournament. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna watch Pyle vs. Mishi. Not just Pyle vs. Mishi, of course. This is kind of cool, actually, because we've got... This is what, like, I'm actually really looking forward to Lobby A. We're gonna be streaming Lobby A. And I think it's really cool, and it kind of captures the spirit of this event, because we've got Mishi paired up with Ramon Corona, who I believe is a newer player, or an unknown player at least, and Pyle and Washoe. And Washoe's kind of in that same boat. So we kind of have a legend of Tooth and Tail, you know, one of these really strong players, paired up with somebody who might be newer or maybe hasn't participated in an event before. And I think that's exactly the kind of thing we're trying to do with this.
Yeah, it sounds so much fun. It's like taking a player under your wing, quickly teaching them the ropes. And it's like, it's even more so distilled TNT, where it's even more RNG upon RNG, where you have to immediately know your player, who you're playing against, like figure out your...
Whoops. Okay, why did I lose sound? Let me see. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally clicked on a button that I shouldn't have. Give me 1 second while I try to fix this. Yeah, so I have a, I think you guys can still hear me. I have a music editing software that changes my default audio device. Oh boy. Okay, let me test something. Ugh. That's a awesome way to start. Okay, hang on. Let me go to break screen as I try to get this to work. Give me sound. Do I have sound? Yay! Okay, sound is back. Good. Alright, sorry about that, guys. You should still be able to hear me. I'll explain what happened in a second. Okay. Go back to the game. Okay, okay. And then maybe close this. And then come back in. Hey V, are you there?
I am here. Are you
okay.
there?
Yes, sorry about that. Okay, it looks like I'm good. Alright, good. Ooh, that could have been worse. I accidentally launched a audio recording software that changed my audio driver.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so I had to sort through all that. I apologize, guys. The players... Oh, yeah, let me...
Do we need to create a new lobby, or are you able to join the old one?
Yeah, I have the same password as I did. I created a new lobby.
Oh, okay. I have 3 players in here. I guess we'll move.
Oh, geez. Oh, wait. Really? How was I able to create a lobby with the same password? Oh, search. Okay, hang on. Yeah, stay where you're at.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's really weird. Maybe I typed a different password or something, a mistake. Off to a great start. It's not a proper tournament if there isn't a little bit of technical difficulties.
I feel right at home right now.
Yeah, this is par for the course, totally. Okay. All right, everything should be good now, guys. Please let me know if the levels are okay and all that kind of jazz. Again, sorry about that. I fat-fingered opening a audio recording software that screwed with my driver. Okay, so we've got Ramon and Mishi versus Pyle and Washoe. Update that scoreboard. So this is going to be a 2 out of 3 with random decks. Bam! Oh, Mishi. Overly randoming. You can't do that, boy. Alright, here we go. Premium Bo's going to yell at Mishi. Alright, guys, in the bottom, we've got Washoe and Pyle. And spawning in the top, their opponents, Mishi and Ramon Corona. Okay. What do we got here? Pretty even map, it looks like, don't you think?
I would say so. Do you know if the RNG has improved for 2v2 in recent patches? Because I know in some cases, sometimes you can be spawned on opposite side of the map, or even be spawned next to another person on the opposite team.
Yeah, I think that's still a little bit of an issue. I don't think any RNG on map-related stuff has been implemented in several patches thus far. Let's see, you know, Pyle actually kind of lucked out with a pretty good deck, I feel like. Mishi's deck is crazy good. And really, none of these decks look unplayable. Like, everybody's got some tier 1 that isn't something crazy like only toads or pigeons or something. Everybody's got some tier 3. Like, this doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, I mean, ever since, I forgot what update it was, I'm pretty sure the RNG does favor a suitable deck, and I don't think there's a way to turn that off. So there's a good chance that with 2 players randoming six units, we should have decent decks on either side each time. It's just you gotta think on your feet real fast and figure out what you have and coordinate with your teammate.
So it looks like everybody opened up with an 8 farm double here. That's kind of standard in 1v1. A lot of times in 2v2, we'll see more aggressive things. Nobody's committed to a tier 2 just yet, so I'm kind of curious where the players want to take the game. You know, do they want to go for an expansion? Here we see Mishi trying to get up some skunks, but other than that, no real commitments yet. So Mishi looked like he was going to press forward. Uh-oh, a little bit of lag here.
The mole should help a lot with taking down that. That's perfect.
Yeah, not losing any units, that's always nice. Pyle, he's got his classic lizards. One of the best lizard wranglers this side of the Mississippi is Pyle, and he's trying to be very careful around those toads. The first big engagement's coming in. Pyle really doesn't want those toads to land on his lizards. Most of the toads end up going on his teammates' squirrels there, but nice connection onto the pack of lizards there by Ramon Corona. Take a little bit of wind out of the sails of this attack, especially as the skunk shows up.
Yeah, I was a bit worried for a second there. He came in with his toes and impacted them on the squirrels instead of the lizards, but I think they bought enough time where most of the toads went down and they were able to trade kind of effectively. But not many moles lost there, so he's able to refill pretty quickly.
All right, Chameleon's coming out here for Pyle. No second bases just yet. This campfire has been taken by Mishi, and now the game plan is kind of protect that. Meanwhile, Pyle is working on taking his own campfire in the southwest. So nothing too crazy just yet. I'm kind of waiting to see who takes that gristmill or who throws down that tier 3 Warren. But no, it looks like it's going to be aggression as green and yellow move forward. Nice micro on these toads, keeping them back, preventing them from blowing up on the units. And it looks like there's some momentum with this push.
Yeah, this is really tough. He hasn't lost many moles. The skunks are keeping the red squirrels at bay, and like the toads are just hurting Washoe's lizards. So this is sort of just a mismatch of units here, and they're just piling in, and I think Blue's going to go down very soon.
Yeah, a lot of momentum here for Team Mishi and Corona, but they're not going to overcommit. They're pulling back, but they've already dealt some very serious damage to Washoe. Oh man, I was looking at Washoe this whole time and thinking he was Pyle. That's hilarious. Actually, really good lizard control from Washoe then. Earlier on. So Washoe now has the ferrets out. Gonna try to push back the attack, but this might signal to green and yellow to be a little bit more aggressive, as the skunks are gonna bear better in a straight up fight than the ferrets will.
Yeah, this is such a tough position for red and blue. Their makeup of Ramon is Toad Mole, and that's so tanky right now. And in conjunction with the squirrels, it's really tough. But Pyle coming in with some cams, hopefully he can control them well and get them in and out and just poke away at their units as they try to run.
Yeah, really good control there from Pyle. He managed to get those chameleons in, tank a lot of damage, deal some hits, and get all of them back out to go ahead and regenerate their health with that accelerated reptile regeneration. Meanwhile, pushes the attack back again, but you know, every time green and yellow come in here to hit, they get something done. You know, they're not necessarily killing their opponents, but they're dealing damage.
You know, considering that Washoe survived the last fight and didn't lose his mill, he's now has the ability to take back those farms. So he's going to have those farms follow much later than the other teams. Oh, and Pyle coming in and taking out the main base that had a few farms left on it.
Yeah,
the main base.
That was a beautiful chameleon sneaky boy attack there. Dealing some good damage to Mishi. Luckily for Mishi, he's already got a second base well established, and this is getting rough. We're kind of getting into that 2-base phase, and yeah, Pyle's using some great tactics here, but they're starting to really fall behind economically.
Yeah, there is a small moment here where the blue and red does have maybe a army advantage because they went heavy on farms here, but I don't think they can break this position to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I like this idea from Pyle, you know, try to sneak in with these chameleons, try to keep pressure on the opponents, you know, prevent a big all-out engagement, and maybe try to buy some breathing room to get up a little more income on their side of the map. These ferrets really starting to deal some significant damage, too.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see Mishi put up some balloons if this game starts to go a bit later. Considering the economic advantage right now, I can't imagine them surviving for much longer if they decide to push on them.
Pyle really doing a great job with these chameleons, continuing to get some good damage in, and hasn't lost a single one yet. But this tier 1 heavy army is super scary.
Oh, no.
Oh man, those chameleons take a ton of hits, but they live! Only 1 chameleon dies, and 9 toads went down there. An amazing trade for Pyle.
Do you think that was purposeful to commit and loot and force some toads to go down? Or that was a big risk if that was a purposeful move there to just take out some toads.
It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe he kind of stopped microing for a second, but I wouldn't be surprised to put something like that past Pyle, you know? I mean, he's a very strong player.
Man, I love the movement here. Like, Washoe's sort of keeping the army at bay with the ferrets, and then Pyle's sort of scaring the other team by bringing his cams nearby and forcing them back because they don't want like a backdoor sometimes. So they're just buying time right now. It's great.
Mishi's managed to get up 4 ferrets with 2 more on the way. A big engagement here, and Pyle's chameleons again on the front, tanking a ton. One of them goes down this time, but again absorbing a lot of damage. And I think this repeated chameleon tactic is slowly starting to buy some value. However, green and yellow managed to knock out the second base for Washoe here. And that's a real problem because we're pretty far into this game and your main base isn't going to be mining for too much longer.
Yeah, the engagement actually wasn't too bad there. The chameleons tanked a surprising amount, but I think the ferret numbers now are going to really show here. Yeah, look at this. 6 ferrets now. This is gonna be
6 ferrets is a glorious sight to see. And those chameleons started going down for Pyle. The second base has gone down for Pyle. Green and yellow have pushed back the economies of their opponents to almost nothing. And, you know, 1 or 2 ferrets, not the best in a direct engagement, but I'll bet some money on 6 ferrets. That's good odds.
Every volley's got to hit something.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get to that amount of volleys, I mean, just RNG, like right there, just random lizard, you know, just ran into it. So I think the big story of this game has really been the second bases. Like, green and yellow have been able to keep their second bases up and running for so long here. And even though Pyle's done some great tactics with the chameleons and Washoe has had some good maneuvering with the ferrets, how do I describe it? Like, green and yellow have really been kind of controlling the overall macro of this game. You know, successfully getting objectives done, like securing a base and denying a base from the opponent. And it might be compiling, yeah, for too much. Pyle taps out. Washoe should be tapping out with his partner as well. Or is he going to stand to the very last? There he goes. And team Ramon, Corona, and Mishi score points. This is a best of 3. So they will need to go at it again. Premium Bo saying in the chat that Pyle actually starved, did not tap out. Thank you for the clarification. That was fun, man. It was really cool to see chameleons, and I love this new patch, you know, bringing in more different types of useful 2v2. Obviously, these are random decks, but still, that, you know, before the most recent patch, it was really hard to deal with chameleons or use them, and now we see them. There we go, 1 random from everybody. I don't even have time to rant in the middle. In the bottom, we've got our green and yellow team, Mishi and Ramon Corona. And over to the left, we have Pyle and Washoe. Alright, what do you think of these decks, AV?
Wow. Both sides have Drumfire, and I think, depending on how aggressive everyone will be on this map, the Drumfire is going to be huge. And surprisingly, and no Ferret either. This is such a Ferret map. Look at, I mean, there's so much water, so many like defensive positions you can hold.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. Imagine being at like this base where Hopper kind of is right now, you know, with some ferrets and just poking. And it's like, well, how are you going to get over to me, you know?
Exactly.
This is really cool. Pretty tier 3 heavy decks. Everybody, I feel like all the decks here are not bad. you know? I mean, of course they're not like heavy, high competitive optimized because they're random decks, but I think a good player could pilot any of these decks to victory.
If this does go late, I imagine the Badger will be pretty heavy, but considering the water, I think the Fox is going to be superior here because it's going to be tough for a Badger to maneuver through all of this with a large army.
I'm really curious to see if Red and Blue are going to go for these kind of island expansions or if they're going to make their way north on the map. I think it's pretty obvious that Green and Yellow are going to make their way east on the map to expand. But I'm really curious to see when these gristmills get taken. There's always that theory of, you know, hey, I can go ahead and take that risky second base right now and save the safer bases for later in the game, you know? Or do you want to go the other way around and take your natural in a more safe position?
I like this. Notice that Mishi is going tier 1 squirrels and Ramon's going straight tier 2 chameleons. Sort of breaking up their build a little bit.
Yeah, I think Ramon's going to try to take a play from Pyle's book here from last game, getting these 4 chameleons up, maybe trying to harass his opponent. And Mishi is a really good macro player. He knows how many farms he can take without kind of over economizing and leaving himself vulnerable. He's already got the wolf on the way. I love that. So already this is becoming a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, he knows this is going to turn into a long game, so getting that wolf quick is smart. Also, there's so many defensive positions here where, I don't know, fighting uphill with squirrels might be a bit dangerous. Maybe they might go aggressive here.
Yeah, big squirrel ball moving across the map, but the chameleons coming out of the shadows, dealing with that nicely, forcing a retreat from Red and Blue here, back onto their side of the board.
Yeah, squirrels do not output enough DPS to take out the new HP on the chameleons. 36 up from 30. This is so smart from Mishi and Ramon right now. But I think the only issue they might run into is because their deck is more late game, they're not being really aggressive on the map right now, and Washoe already really far ahead in this current expansion. If they're gonna want to take more expansions, they're gonna have to move west potentially.
Ooh, I like this Fox Warren from Pyle. Gonna try to use his good tactical and micro-based play to get some damage done with that Fox. Meanwhile, that Wolf is almost out for Mishi, and I think you had a really good point there, AV, with Mishi's game plan. He recognized very early in this match it's most likely going to go to a macro game, and based on that, he gets out that early Wolf. He gets straight up to 16 farms, and meanwhile, Ramon is also farming super hard. Is Red and Blue aware of how hard their opponents are going for eco? Because they're really starting to fall behind in this game.
Yeah, Pyle, I'm sure Pyle, yeah, he's saving up enough. I'm sure he's going to save up a whole bunch and then put a whole bunch of farms down. Probably one quick scout and they should understand where they should be at right now. And this is going to, man, they have 2 drum fires up right now on either side. This is going to be no man's land right here. No one's getting this mill.
Oh my gosh, look at how many turrets are going down for Pyle. They really want to take this game later, and to be honest, the longer this goes, the better it's going to be for Red and Blue, because there's going to kind of be this spike where that earlier investment from Green and Yellow in economy, you know, gives them an advantage. But if Red and Blue can kind of hold the fort behind some defense, you know, get caught up in economy, that difference in food between the two teams is slowly going to, you know, become less and less and less impactful.
You know, the onus is on Mishi and Ramon here to be the first aggressor, because the Wolf is, you know, a great early to gain a whole bunch of money, but they're going to drain faster. And considering the defensive positions, you can't just sit around and wait for your farms to fallow with a big army.
Interesting decision here from Pyle. He decides to throw the Fox in the bin here and go into large Badger production instead. I think that's a really good play. All the water on this map is not good for the Fox, the artillery cannons and that sort of thing. Pyle's just looking for a big, heavy-hitting army, and Washoe actually has got the pigeons, so they can kind of combine forces in their fusion dance, you know, and get that Badger-Pigeon combination between the two of them. Oh my gosh, that artillery cannon range is insane!
Wow.
If Pyle can...
It looks like it was barely making it. How come it's... Does it need vision to shoot?
Yeah, it's got a longer range than it does vision, so Pyle needs to kind of be spotting for that cannon to be able to hit things. And Fox coming out here from Washoe. Meanwhile, Mishi's already got one Fox. I haven't seen him really using it just yet, but he's starting to build up more and more. He's got that Wolf-Fox combo going on, which is awesome.
Here we go.
Oh, Mishi.
We're about to see a wraparound here.
Yeah, trying to hit the soft, exposed underbelly of his opponents.
Let's see if Ramon decides to go into the front door. Yeah, this is gonna. Ooh, he's just chilling right now, taking the side base.
Ooh, needs to be careful with that Fox. All right, Mishi. I think Mishi's kind of. Oh, I think I see what's going on. I think Mishi is trying to get
a drum fire or something. That probably. Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
I was thinking he was trying to get.
It takes so long for one of the players to respond to this too, so I don't think we're gonna get over there.
I think what we gotta be worried about though is Pyle here. His 3 Badgers are hitting the board. Yeah, Mishi got some good damage in there, but only really killed a couple tier 1s in a base that had already gone fallow. Blue moving into position to try to thwart off Mishi from, you know, marching any farther forward here. And here comes Mishi through the back door. Manages to knock out a tier 3 Warren.
You know, I imagine that Pyle in Washoe wanted to go behind and maybe counterattack. Okay, that's going to be one army versus another army.
Yeah, we've got like 2 split 1v1s over here. Really, Pyle's only got those 3 Badgers for the most part. Like, that is his army. But 3 Badgers is a... I think it's weird for me to say only, right? Like, that's pretty good. How are we doing economically? Mishi, you know, taking that second base so quickly, it's starting to bite him a little bit. Well, he's got that third base mining, so I guess it's not so bad. But Pyle and Washoe actually setting up for a 2v1 engagement over here. This might not be a bad idea, especially with all the defense at home. Yellow can't really counterattack. Pyle moving into position, but slow in the water, taking a lot of damage. One Badger already falls. Meanwhile, Washoe moves over from the side. So much damage. Pyle needs to get these Badgers over to these Pigeons. 1 remains and gets under the healing gale of that flock of Pigeons. Meanwhile, Yellow shows up a little late to the party, but Mishi's army got annihilated 1v2, loses his last remaining base, and now Ramon's on the retreat.
Yeah, I feel like there was a heavy miscommunication there. Ramon did not know what to do in that position. He wasn't sure if he should have pushed into the Red's defenses there or go help Mishi, and that very slight indecisiveness like just lost Mishi all of his army. And then Ramon tried to push over the water but didn't make it in time, so it's tough.
Yeah, I think Ramon probably wanted to counter push, you know, but he probably got cold feet when he saw all these defensive structures here, which I don't really blame him for. Blue and red continuing to advance. Pyle with a lone Badger trying to deal whatever economic damage he can. Another base getting denied here. Mishi is about to starve out of this game. 10 seconds left on his counter. He can take this campfire. He's rushing over to grab it, and he's gonna get it just in time.
Yeah, how effective do you think the board would have been against this defense here? Because the 6x crit against structures could have been effective.
Oh, I think the board chameleon combo would have smashed through that. I mean, the 6-time crit is insane. I think that would have melted those turrets.
Yeah.
Especially with the AoE, with them placed so closely together, you know. Oh man, are these? Oh, the Badger's gonna go down to mines. Oh, I'm so hyped.
Oh no!
Damn.
That might bring them back into the game, at least keep them alive for right now. Because Red essentially has no army right now. Yeah, only 2 squirrels. So right now it's 2 armies versus 1.
Somebody needs to clip that. Clip those Badgers dying to mines. That was epic. Green and yellow with a last-ditch effort to swing in here and get something done. They're very low on mining. However, you know, Pyle lost practically everything. It's up to Washoe to defend this, but it doesn't look like he's going to have enough, and green and yellow very smartly just simply avoided all the defense of their opponents and moved in and got damage in where they can.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be 1 or 2 Badgers coming out for Pyle. One pops out. Oh, it might be all 3. Yeah, they might have lost their window here now that Pyle's Badgers are coming back out.
Yeah, three Badgers is nothing to scoff at. And let's see, who's more desperate here? Both teams are very low on economy, to be perfectly honest. Both teams have one person who's not mining at all, really, and one person who's got a few farms. Washoe needs to be careful, though. He's in the middle of this microwing, and Mishi ends up tapping out. It looks like their team admits defeat, and Pyle and Washoe get a point on the board. We got a series here.
Well, it's crazy. There was a moment there where it was essentially a 1 versus 2, but they had taken so much damage from previous fights that they couldn't close it out enough. Also, again, the map just making things really hard to move like a large army around.
Yeah, what's crazy
too.
Exciting
game overall.
I think it was very razor edge. Like, I think if they would have got those tier 3 Warrens and prevented those Badgers from popping, that would have been it. All right, guys, in the bottom, we've got Mishi and Ramon Corona, and their opponents up top, Pyle and Washoe. All right, who's got the crazy deck here? Is it Washoe? Does he get the crazy deck award? He could put together, to be fair, like, if Washoe can survive, his late game could be insane with like a whole bunch of Owl Falcon Balloon. You know,
yeah, dude.
All those things scale very, very well.
Wait a second.
What's up, Evil, in the chat? Good to see you. Good morning, everybody else as well. It's nice to see everybody tuning in for this fun event. Mishi started with the 5-farm snake. All right, let me talk about this for a little bit. All right, so this is a build Mishi has been using since like the beginning of Tooth and Tail. And is he gonna follow up with pigeons? Because that's typically the plan. Is like, I think you let the first snake get paid for, then you throw down a pigeon warren. Let's see if I know. Oh, bam! See, AV, I know what I'm talking about a little bit. And so he's gonna come in and harass with these snakes. And with the new patch, the snakes also apply a slow. And he's gonna just try to abuse his micro, and with a pigeon or two to help heal them and try to get some damage done. I think this is a great play, especially considering the small rush distances here.
You know, some barbed wire to slow this down a bit. Yeah, I think I saw this in the last 2v2 tournament when they were shipping Arbuz.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, is that snake gonna go down? Very nicely done by Mishi. Really cool by Pyle, by the way, to try to counter this with the barbed wire, as you were saying. But I don't think the harassment has been thwarted just yet. Mishi's now got double snake. He's gonna come in and take his 8th farm. And let's see if he can continue to get damage done here. Meanwhile, I don't think red and blue have really taken too much. I think they lost like, what, a pig, and I don't think they traded very favorably in a little skirmish there, but I feel like they're still fine in this game.
Oh, for sure. The barbed wire has oddly enough helped just enough to delay them.
Yeah,
they should have a good defensive stand here, especially with the moles. They can tank it quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that barbed wire actually shut down Mishi's opening completely because it's kind of a timing attack, and he had to sit there and clear that barbed wire. So now that window where that double snake is going to reign supreme against like a few tier 1 that you have is over, and Mishi's got to transition from here. Balloon coming up. So this map has a ton of Gristmills, but it's surprisingly going to be difficult for green and yellow to expand. They're really going to have to get out on the map, and I feel like it's a smart idea from Pyle to start putting up some defense right here, because if they can secure this position, it's going to be very difficult for their team, for the opposing team to really secure additional bases. You know, they're going to almost get contained in.
Is that fucking game?
Oh!
No.
Nice little victory there for Mishi.
Yeah, this position is going to be really important. There isn't much of flanking routes here on this map unless you decide to go all the way through the water, but even then you're probably getting noticed. But I think Mishi and Ramona won't have too hard of a time grabbing these back bases, but they'll really have to just secure that high ground to make sure they don't get attacked from above, but I think they really got that already. Ferrets becoming a factor right now.
Yeah, these ferrets are actually doing wonders as neither player can Oh, that balloon hit! Damn, that made me lose my train of thought. Alright, so Pile, yeah, that's a good point. Pile taking that expansion. I think that's a smart play. I don't think it's a good idea for him to keep trying to build pigs right there that are real easy for ferrets or snakes to come in and harass.
Yeah, looks like each team is I think they're gonna easily get three mills between the both of them.
Yeah, at first glance when I was
red
looking,
base though is an issue.
Yeah, at first glance when I was looking at this map, I thought almost green and yellow would have to kind of go through the front lines to get to the other bases, but they actually have a lot of access from the back end to get to additional expansions down here. So I think they're going to be totally fine expanding, but yellow really hasn't expanded yet, and blue now takes his gristmill. Really cool positioning, by the way, from Ramon on these toads down here to try to prevent a classic pile run by.
He's going to commit. He's going to lose this if they don't do something. One more volley. Whoa, just in time. Coming in, taking out all the ferrets. Oh wow, the lizard's doing great on the front lines.
Oh my gosh.
Everything.
Slamming through. Here come the toads. A little too late, however, this golden armada from Washoe with the owls, the falcons, the pigeons. Doing a ton of work here. Oh, is that owl gonna live? The owl goes down. Very good pick up there. Yeah, that was a big blow. Like, Mishi really invested into that base.
Huh, interesting. I was expecting Pile and Washoe to sort of take that position and make sure they can't move up, but okay, they're doing that right now. Alright. Yeah, they're in a tough spot now. Really down on economy, down on army. The massive air numbers is going to be really tough.
I'm slightly worried. I think these air units are a good call because things like ferrets and toads and moles are just not going to be in play anymore at all. And finally, that main base of Pile does get knocked out from the constant harassment from green and yellow. And they're moving forward. I think they smell blood in the water. They want to eliminate Pile from the game right here. They're going to all in on this gristmill, run those toads into it. There you go.
Oh no.
Pile gets knocked out. Everybody loves to see toads blowing up a gristmill, AB. Classic. Oh man, and with that, it looks like Mishi and Ramon are gonna advance to the next round. Pile and Washoe are not out of the tournament, but now they're in the losers bracket. So congratulations to our winning team. Okay. Okay. So I think we're gonna have a little bit of a lull in between now and round 2. I'm checking in with old P-Boop here. In the meantime, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to do these events and hang out with all you wonderful nerds. Keep in mind there is a prize pool. I put up 2 $10 Steam gift cards for the winning teams, and Miss Glicker is donating 2 $5 Steam gift cards for the second place team. So really cool. We got $30 in the prize pool for the tournament. Keep in mind, if you do win, you're going to have to wait a couple days, because the way gifting on Steam works, we got to be friends for a couple days before we can do it, but real exciting. Just waiting on the lobby D.
Clicker?
I'm sorry?
Did you say Miss Clicker, like M-I-S-S Clicker?
Oh, M-I-S-C, like miscellaneous.
Ah, okay, miscellaneous Clicker.
Miss Licker is a good name too, though.
Yeah, that's a great name.
I think I rambled on stream one time about Misclicker. I always envision like a middle-aged guy who built like his bar and on the back porch, you know, maybe some like Jimmy Buffett artifacts around, and like that bottle of whiskey that's only got like one shot left in it that's been sitting on the shelf for like a year, all dusty. You know, that's what I envision when I think of Misclicker, you know. It's like miscellaneous.
Wonderful picture there.
Okay, so we're waiting on... Okay, so he's highlighted the name of the losers. Got that. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. If you want to ramble on for a minute, AV, feel free. I gotta do some fun paper hat things.
5 gifted subs from Meow Kaiser.
What? Meow Kaiser, you are the man. Thank you so much for all the gifted subs. That is super cool. Thank you for noticing. Thank you so much, man. That's really awesome. And the money I do get donated here through subscriptions and stuff, I always try to throw it back into the scene and in forms of prize pools and stuff. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not trying to make a living doing this or anything. So thank you very much. And no, any subs or donations here will go back into the scene as best as I can. Okay, let me do some sorting.
So remind me, you are going to be reseeding every round of this?
Yeah, so now... Okay, so in round 2, we're going to have 2 hat drawings. We're going to have for the winners and the losers bracket. So I got to split up my names for the winner bracket and loser bracket here.
Exciting.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 2 more. So what's been new with you, man? How's your game coming along?
Excellently. Thanks for asking. I had a con about a month ago, which was really fun. Exhausting, but fun, as you can imagine.
Nice. Is that like a indie? What kind of convention was it?
It was closer to I would say a Comic-Con rather than like a PAX, which is more for gamers, and Comic-Con being more for like the anime, comic book, like voice actor sort of folk.
Yeah, there's one of those in Orlando that happens a lot. I live in North Florida.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Is it GalaxyCon, right?
No, I think it's... God, what is it called? I thought it was literally called Comic-Con. Could be wrong. Let me see.
There's so many cons these days.
Yeah, it's literally called Orlando Comic-Con. It's next week.
Gotcha.
But that's awesome. So at those kind of events, there's panels for like independent developers like you to kind of show off what you've been working on and stuff.
Not panels, but I was actually the only dev there, considering it was more of not really a gaming convention, but more of your general nerddom sort of thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
A lot of voice actors there. I think probably there was several people from like Star Trek Next Generation, and Felicia Day was there, and a couple others notable names as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I think actually we're ready to go, right? Because I see 8 losers highlighted here. Let me double check with the man.
Yeah, it looks like scores have been posted. That last one ended in 2-1 in Z and Kirpa's favor. What would have happened if it came out to an odd amount of players?
So it did actually at first. It's like any other tournament. You get X amount of people that sign up. X minus 5 actually show up, or you know what I mean. So
exactly, yeah.
Premium Bo's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, kind of theorizing different brackets and different ways to make it work with players having buys and stuff. Okay, so we are ready, guys, for the next hat drawing here. Let me get my tournament cam. Dude, big shout out again to Meow Kaiser. He basically just paid for my prize pool for this tournament, so that was really awesome, man. All right, so we are ready for round 2. We're gonna draw names from the lovely top hats. We're gonna start with the winners bracket. I believe Premium Bo is ready to go. I was just talking to him at stream. That's right. All right, let's do it, guys. We're gonna start with winners round 2. So seed number 1 is Kerpa. Bam. Now let me do something real quick. Oof. Okay. Seed number 2 is this guy. Seed number 3. It's Big Pimpintosh. Seed number 4. The Gentleman. Didn't Big Pimpintosh and the Gentleman like just play together? Okay. Seed number 5 is Arbuzz. Seed number 6 is Kaiserus. Gotta get the hat in the camera. Seed number 7 is Ramon Corona. Seed number 8 is Z. Seed number 9 is Mishi. And seed number 10 is Chip from Space.
Uh-oh.
Bam. Alright, Premibo's keeping up. Good deal. We are going to do losers brackets. Hat pulling now. Let me get all these bad boys.
We got a Chip from Space and Mishi team.
Dude, Chip from Space is lucking out so hard. Wasn't first round like chipping, there's somebody crazy. It was like chipping this guy. Yeah, the new badass on the block.
But guess what? They got the bye, so they're not even playing.
Well, they just get to kick back and relax and watch the stream then. Alright, in losers brackets. Now, do I say... Let me double check something real quick. So I continue on with number 11, is what it looks like. Okay,
That's
so
right.
seed number 11, going into the losers bracket now, is Powelon. Seed number 12 is Mr. Ziggy. Seed number 13 is Kalaru. Seed number 14 is Pile. Ooh, Kalaru Pile. Sounds nasty. Seed number 15 is Cyril. And seed number 16 is Jim Helkin. Seed number 17 is the Conniver. And the last remaining seed is Washoe.
Washoe.
Played really well last game, to be honest. I was very impressed. It's hard for me to tell. I'm not sure. I know people change their names up, you know, like the Conniver's Red Dino and stuff like that. So I'm always, when I look at a guy like Washoe or Ramon, I'm like, damn, they're playing really good. Why haven't I heard of them? And maybe they're somebody known that changed their name or something. Maybe not. Maybe they're just new guys that also got in. Arba's got the same teammate, he says. That's funny. Okay, so Premibo is currently making lobbies. I think we generally don't want to stream matches with Big Pimpintosh in it, just because those are already live. Dude, Big Pimpintosh and the Gent, same team from round 1 into round 2. Maybe while we got some downtime, I can pull this onto the screen here. Whoop. So I guess we should go into Lobby B, right? I kind of want to follow winner's bracket as much as I can.
I'm down for that.
So yeah, it looks like Lobby B is going to be up on the stream. Let me help Premium Bo out and make that announcement. Okay, so I've informed the players to hop on into this lobby. So far, so good. It's actually going smoother than I thought thus far, besides me derping at the beginning and messing up my audio drivers. So
That's been excellent.
I think I might kick it to a very
I'm glad
brief...
you have Premium Bo here to like, make sure everything's running smoothly on the back end here.
Oh, for
Get
sure.
everyone seated.
Yeah, this kind of thing, you know better than anybody. Like Clash of Comrades, if you're new and haven't been familiar with them, they made phenomenal content for Tooth and Tail back in the day. Definitely go check it out. But you guys were like a whole team. Like you were like the production guy, right? And then you had casters, you had tournament organizers, and it really does take multiple people to pull something like this off. You know, we've had guys do artwork, of course, you know, hosting and casting the stream. It really couldn't be done, you know. I mean, it can be, but it's very painful. Having a tournament organizer behind the scene is huge.
For sure, man. It's everything is such a collaborative process, so it just feels good to work together with people who have certain skills, and you bring it together, and if you do it right, it's an awesome experience.
Ramon Corona says, brand new to competitive, but I've been watching TnTTV since the game came out. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you hopped into the tournament and are having a good time. You're kicking ass so far, man. I think Ramon Corona's been playing very well.
Seed 17 is the Conifer for this round.
Yeah, let me throw the brackets back up while we're waiting. Bam. Oh, I should probably work on my scoreboard here too. Okay, so we're gonna have Arbuzz and Kaiserus versus Ramon and Z.
We're only waiting on Kaiserus.
Okay, so who got the same... So Arbuzz got the same guy
Big Pimpin' and the Gentleman did.
Big Pimpin' and the Gentleman did as well, but Arbuzz and Kaiserus just kind of hung out the first round.
Oh, you're right, actually.
Yeah. God, Mishi and Chip with the bye, like... that's a...
I know, right?
Everybody's sweating bullets when they hear that they get announced on the same team, and then they get to sit out this round, so... I'm sure people in the winning bracket are happy about that. Sounds like somebody just came in the lobby here. Bam. Okay. Looks like we're about ready to rock and roll. The players are in deck selection. One random and go. And everybody follow that rule. Alright guys, so we're hopping into round 2 of the tournament. On the right side, we've got Ramon Corona and Z, the Arctic Fox. And their opponents on the left, we've got Arbuzz and Kaiserus. Okay. Let's see what's weird
Looking
here.
like it might be a tough map for the Eastern players here.
Yeah, they do have... Well, let's see. They've both got access to a reasonable natural base. You know, not to sound contradictory, but upon further examination, this is actually a very, very balanced map, right? Like, both teams have a second base for each player, and then one third base. There's this campfire in the middle. Red and yellow are a little bit more clustered up versus the spread out gristmills on the east side, but the advantage for green and blue would be that high ground, right? So this is, I feel like this map's fairly balanced here.
I would say that if Arbuzz and Kaiser take that campfire in the middle and then claim the high ground nearby, it'll be tough to get that southern expo.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see how the game progresses.
That's really true, especially if they could manage to throw up a drumfire cannon here, you know, on this little piece of high ground next to that bridge, for example, and then try to contain their opponents from going to those south expansions. Here comes Arbuzz with a little 3 lizard run by. Looks like he's going to get the pig. Is he going to go for 2? Oh, 2 pigs.
That's not bad.
I'll take that trade any day of the week.
Since when were you able to do that? That's interesting.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I think it had to do with the fact he was hitting on a corner, you know, like at a weird angle. So not that many pigs fire. But yeah, typically you're happy if you get like 1 pig with the lizards. Maybe I wasn't watching closely enough and he did some like juggling. I think he was also standing in water. I don't know how fast that water regeneration kicks in. So yeah, you're totally right. Seeing 2 pigs go down to three lizards is not something you see very often. normally you see guys run in and kill the first pig, right? And then they like overextend and lose everything trying to get the second one. Here we go. Wolf on the way for Z.
Ramon's deck is a bit awkward. It's a lot of committal units where they fit a specific utility.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the moles are kind of rough here, but at the same time, Z does have a nice split of different tier 1 units to utilize. So maybe combined they can get something done. But really, their team is lacking overall in tier 2, right? Like they only have ferrets available to them. Another little attack here by Arbuz, getting a lot of damage in. Yeah, you can see Arbuz being greedy, wanting that last pig, almost gets it.
Yeah, they're not really taking control of that high ground I mentioned before. Now there's mines up there, but if he does decide to bring his moles up there, that shouldn't be an issue to clear. But they're sort of like losing ground on that side. They don't really want to worry about this eastern side too much. That middle high ground is what matters here. That's what's going to allow them to take their second and third bases.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like you can't really stop this expansion from Z over here with all the water around it on the high ground. But as you were talking about earlier, if red and yellow can start controlling this area where these mines are, prevents any more expansion from coming up. Maybe this expansion from green here is going to be the signal to move out from red and yellow. And here they are, going to try to deny that expansion from getting up. A big engagement coming down. Chameleons coming over to try to deal with blue. And it looks like red and yellow are smashing through.
That's really tough. There's no toads on the side of the eastern team, so they just sort of get run over by lizards, chameleons, and squirrels.
Oh no, is green gonna go down? Wait, he's got the building gristmill there, so he's okay. I'm sorry, that gristmill is finished. But here we go. Arbuz has smelled blood in the water. He wants to deliver the killing blow with these chameleons. I think Kaiser's units can back him up enough. Blue desperately tries to come over, not going to make it in time.
This is a wolf-powered army, so he could potentially clean up what's left here. But there might be just enough to push him back. Only really ferrets left in this army.
Yeah, ferrets are a lot better with that wolf buff, but...
Yeah, and a little bit of lack of micro. There's several skunks lost there to ferrets, which you don't see very often, but it happened.
Now, it's not impossible, but Z would need an absolute miracle to come back and win in a 1v2 situation. Let's see. I have seen it done before. It can be done, but with the Badger coming out, with red and yellow in such a healthy position, I think we're almost ready to hop into match number 2 here. As the Badger moves forward, decimating the rest of Blue's base. Blue is going to fight to the last man, however, and eventually go down with the ship as Arbuz and Kaiserus get a point on the board. Hey, Strawberry in the chat, man. What's going on, dude? It's good to see you.
I was just thinking about him, too. When you mentioned, like, one-man tournament squads, Strawberry came up in my head.
Oh, yeah. That guy's a total beast. All right. Looks like we're ready to hop back into match number 2 here. Or into match number 2, rather. Round 2 of this crazy random tournament here. Strawberry's been hanging out in Europe. That's awesome. All right, random decks are ready to roll. I like the random deck thing, man. It makes deck selection go by very quickly.
As I say that.
Yeah, as I say that, Z doesn't already go. Oh, caster curse, man, every time. Okay. All right, I got confused for a second. Sorry, guys. In the bottom. Spread out a little bit, but we've got Arbuz and Kaiserus. Up top, Ramon and Z. I think you were absolutely right last game, AV. I think I underestimated how important that high ground was, and I really feel like, Team Arbuz and Kaiserus won the game by controlling that. The big trigger for them was right when their opponents tried to expand down south, where they could kind of contest that from that mined up high ground area.
Yeah, and I believe Arvaz knows his timings quite well. He, killed off several farms, and then when he saw the expansion go down, he's like, wow, he's so behind right now, you could probably just run them over, and that is sort of what he did. Especially considering they didn't have toads, but luckily this time both sides have toads, so any type of lizard and chameleon run over probably won't happen.
Yeah, that is true. Like, Arbuz killed, what, at least 4 pigs, so that is 240 food, that had to be rebuilt to just get you back in the spot you should be without investing at all. So now you don't have additional warrens, and then trying to do something like take a gristmill after you've taken that kind of damage. It is a risk, and I think there's certainly an argument to be made when you're behind. You need to take more risks in general, but with risks comes openings, and he certainly got punished for it. So nothing crazy yet. Arbuz made some early lizards, but I don't think he missed. He really used them thus far. Pretty aggressive posture here from blue and green, moving across the map with a couple of squirrels here. Gonna get punished on the run home by all these Arbuz lizards, and Arbuz is actually gonna take that trade a little bit not good for him. I think it started out well. Like, I think you want to try to trade 1-for-1 with toads whenever you can,
That was very awkward. Z came in to try to take out the chameleon warren with his squirrels, which he probably should have just committed to because the lizards started running them down. And he did end up getting his squirrels, but then lost the lizards to toads. So overall, a bit even, I would say. Bit of an awkward back and forth there.
Sneaky boy.
Then, chameleon coming in and taking out a sneaky chameleon warren.
Yeah, I'd say it's worth it. He lost the chameleon, but he got the warren, so he's happy about that.
60 for 120 and some time.
Yep. Now Arbuz with the stealthy falcons over here. Double falcon warren, kind of in a weird situation, weird position rather, that may not be easily scouted, and a couple falcons from Kaiserus as well. So lots of falcons on the board, and you know what? This composition is amazing against the toads and the moles and the chameleons of their opponent. And the boar as well. Like, they really don't have much anti-air at all.
Yeah, the boar might be a bad choice here, but they don't know what's going on.
All right, green moving forward. Gonna try to get something done. It's kind of hard in 2v2. You got to really be coordinating with your opponent, I mean, we can see guys like Pyle or Arbuz take some lizards, take some chameleons, and do something on the board solo bolo, but if you're not communicating with your teammate and you walk across the board without them, you could easily get in a 1v2.
The northern team should, at some point, be aggressive and take that mill in the middle. Otherwise, blue won't have an expansion.
Yeah, that's true. And it looks like the time is now, as the board just spawns. Blue gonna run up here. I thought he was about to grab that gristmill. They've got a lot of squirrels, and if they focus fire right,
Arbuz died there, so he's not gonna be able to move his units.
That's a lot of expensive falcons that are not being microed. However, they are DPSing down that board very quickly. Jeez.
That was very awkward. Even though Arbuz wasn't there to micro, they sort of just moved their army into it and then died to it. That should have gone the northern team's way, but I don't know. Not the best micro, especially losing that boar.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of players get baited by the explosion of the boar, and feel like they want to, I remember a year or two, I think in 2017, the Oktoberfest tournament, when the boar explosion was huge. That was one of the Clash of Comrades events, and you were seeing players really kamikaze their boards up on the front line and just kill everything. But the boar explosion nowadays is kind of more of an afterthought, if you will. It does some damage, but you really want to babysit that boar and keep it alive.
And the problem is that Ramon didn't have any anti-air, and Z had a boar and 9 squirrels, and that's not gonna win versus 6 Falcons. So it was just a bad army composition, really. Not really reacting to what your team was building, just sort of going for what you thought was right, and it was, yeah, just.
Jeez, the slaughter, so many Falcons in the air. That would be difficult to stop, even if you had units that shot up. To be fair.
Yeah. You would have needed a lot of squirrels. Played the classic metal way and go like 48.
All right, here we go. And this is the Jed Erickson defense about why defensive structures are bad. I'll simply walk right around them. Arbuz and Kaiserus advancing on in the winner's bracket to round 3.
Ouch.
Okay, let me do a little coordination here. Alright guys, I am going to kick it to a very quick break. Let us streaming folks grab a glass of water, use the restroom, that kind of thing. As the rest of round 2 finishes up, we will be back very shortly. Alright guys, I'm back. How's it going? I muted the wrong thing, so everybody heard my clickety clacking on my super loud keyboard that entire time. All right, looks like Premium Bow's giving us some updates. Powlon and Mr. Ziggy are out of the tournament. They got eliminated. What do I know? I know Arbuzz is in the winning pile. Okay. Not sure on the gentleman yet.
The gentleman and Big Pippintosh take it. 2-0 as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now we're waiting on Serial, Jim versus the Conover and Washoe.
Okay, Z.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it ends up being Arbuzz, the gentleman, Chip, and Mishi in the grands? That'd be...
You said Kerpa and... Oh, I'm sorry. I see the scores right here on the... You know what? While I'm doing this, I keep being a bad streamer here. Let me put something interesting on the screen for you guys. The brackets as we're updating them. There you go. That's better than looking at the empty lobby, I think. Okay, so sorting out my pile here. Okay, so this guy was defeated. Kaiserus won with Arbuzz. The gentleman won. Arbuzz won. Okay, okay. What else we got? Ramon lost. He was with Z. Do we know about Jim yet? No, I think we're waiting on that game to finish. Alright.
I should probably know this, but did you guys use Challenge for this?
You know, we didn't. Typically, we do use Challenge, but this was such a weird format. We decided to kind of wing it, you know, with the random teammates and all that kind of thing. We're just literally using this spreadsheet. That's it. But I do typically use Challenge as often as I can, as long as the tournament format permits it. It's a very good tool. Do you think this could have been done in Challenge if we were up to par?
No, I think you got a good setup here. Because you're changing contestants round to round, and I think that would have been... Yeah, I don't even know how you would have done that in Challenge off the top of my head.
Okay, so we don't know about the Conover yet. So it looks like we're just waiting on Lobby D to finish up. Claru's still in the loser's bracket, even though he won. Right, because the losers are just straight up eliminated. That's right. Okay, I'm following along. So Mr. Ziggy and Powlon have been eliminated. I literally just crumpled up their piece of paper and threw it on the floor. Pile is still in the loser's pile. And Cyril, so I should have Cyril, Jim Helkin, the Conniver, and Washoe over in kind of purgatory right now. Where is Washoe?
In grand finals, are we going to have a bracket reset where the losing team needs to win twice against the winning team?
I think we'll have to take it up with P-Boop. I would actually kind of prefer, over a bracket reset, to give the winning team a 1-0 lead, since it's a best of 5. But, well, I'm not sure how... What do you think? What do you think would be... Do you like the 1-0 lead, or do you like the proper bracket reset better?
It seems like there is no winner advantage and no bracket reset, so...
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
The
P-Boop said no winner advantage, no lead, no nothing. Okay. Alright, so we're just waiting on Lobby D to finish. Should I go ahead and pull winner stuff? Since we know all of those, right? Well, no, I guess no, because whoever wins in the loser's bracket is going to stay in the loser's bracket.
Exactly, yeah. You could do winners. Oh, we're gonna see a big matchup here.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely go and pull him, dude. Oh.
Okay, yeah, Premium Bow's not ready yet, so we will just hang out a little longer. No problemo. We'll see which 2 pieces of paper go back in the hat and which get tossed in the bin, as somebody's getting eliminated here in loser's bracket lobby D. I'm excited. I've been learning how to be a dungeon master, AV.
That's interesting. I'm also DMing right now.
Are you? What are you playing?
5e?
Yeah, me too, me too. I've been playing for years, and I was part of a group that started falling apart, because real life and stuff, and our DM is amazing, and I've been playing different campaigns for years. Not super hardcore, but, I've probably done like 5 or 6 different campaigns or whatever. And yeah, I had some buddies from college who've always been dying to let them into my group, but you don't want to, I'm sure especially as a DM, like you can't let the group get too big or else it gets crazy. Too many players are at the table,
Exactly.
So I kind of hit him up.
Scheduling as well.
Yeah, 100%. So I hit him up the other day and was like, hey, you want me to DM? And they hopped on it. So I wrote... Okay, let me tell you how I prepared. I wrote like 9 pages of notes. At first, I did a bad thing where I overly fleshed out characters. I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought the Dungeon Master Guide, the Monster Manual, all that kind of thing. And I read some tips in there and online, of course. So then I kind of restructured it where it's kind of like bullet points about my NPCs, to give me like a starting point. But that way I don't write this 2-page backstory on this ranger at the bar that my players just don't interact with at all. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be careful about that.
You can't go wrong with 1 hour prep before the session. So
yeah, is that the way you do it?
No, after the previous session. Usually, I get bullet points down on paper the week leading up to it, and like a day before I sort of hash out things in my mind, and then usually the day of I'm like, these are the things I'm gonna hit on.
Yeah.
As you said, like your players tend to go wherever they want to go, so it's really helpful when you sort of just have an overall general thing of what your players should be doing,
right?
And then sort of meld that into whatever.
I'm not sure if I'm over-preparing. This is going to be my first session tonight as a DM, so I'm super excited.
I thought you said you had DM'd in the past or something.
No, I'm sorry. I've played a lot in the past
Gotcha.
as a player, but I've never DM'd before. I kind of got the bug because my group started falling apart, and I have some phenomenal friends, really reliable, nice people that really wanted to play. So I was like, screw it, I'm a proper nerd. I'm sure I can DM, right? And
what's your party size?
So we're only at 3 players right now, and there's like a 4th and 5th that might show up, might be kind of flaky, but it's 3 core players that are going to be there like all the time.
Gotcha.
I'd like my personal preference is a table of 5, including the DM, so 4 players. I think that's a good size, personally.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. 4 party size with 1 DM.
Yeah, and I'm good. I think I might have over-prepared. Like, I got a nice little town spread out. I've got, like, 4 or 5 buildings. I bought the Dungeon Painter Studio on Steam, and I made, like, a little town map, and then I made, like, a map of, like, the surrounding area with the different things they can go check out.
Nice.
So kind of spoiling them there a little bit. But it should be fun, man. Do you get into... I heard a really good tip was, like, you should really get into it and be silly with accents and stuff for all your different NPCs. Do you do that, or...?
I do. But being a new DM myself, I DM Pathfinder way back when.
Yeah.
And then I've sort of like you got a resurgence of D&D. And I try my best because it does also... make the other players feel better too about maybe trying their own accents, like laying a stage of, yeah, guys, let's just try stuff out. We're all just noobs here, just having fun, right?
For sure. And I think it relaxes them a little bit. Like once they see you kind of embarrassing yourself,
Exactly.
It's easier to embarrass myself now. Or and it's one of those things too. It's similar in casting in a way where I've got to be, as a caster, as a streamer in general. My big advice is you've got to be hyped, and you have to be you can't be false about it, you know what I mean? But you need to, in general, have some energy, right? Because if I come off like I don't care, then why should you, as a viewer or a player in the D&D example, care? You know what I mean?
Exactly. And in terms of prep, I think you'll sort of figure out what kind of prep work will work for you and your group past the first session.
Right. We did a little. So last night they've never played before. My wife's in the group. She's played in all the campaigns I'm in, but the 2 new players have never played. And so we spent like 4 or 5 hours last night with me just making their characters or helping them with their characters, like explaining the rules and stuff. And then I did a little combat simulation.
Oh, so you had a session 0. That's awesome.
Yeah. I did like 4 skeletons and a zombie, and it was actually really good for me because it gave me a chance to practice controlling all the monsters. It's a lot more to keep up with than I thought originally. Like I had to make a spreadsheet real quick and track initiative, track HP, all that kind of stuff. It's not overwhelming, but it's more work than it looks like.
Something that I found that I enjoy doing for combat encounters is that I put all the enemies on one initiative counter. I'm not sure if that works for everyone, but in terms of like speeding up the game, so you don't have to keep track of, let's say you have like 6 goblins, you gotta like roll initiative for all of them and keep track of their initiative. I just have them all go on one turn.
That's a good idea. I think it's more, God, actually, I like that a lot. Because I was rolling, how do you roll their, you just add their dex mod to a d20 roll? Because most of the monster sheets don't have like initiative, but initiative just dex mod anyways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that. I might try that out. Because it was hard for me to keep track of like Skeleton 1 and Skeleton 3 and stuff when they all look the same,
Yeah.
I got, okay, so let me tell you about what I got. There's a Dungeons & Dragons gift set on Amazon that's got the player's handbook, the monster's guide, the DM manual, and then the little DM shrouds, you know what I mean?
Nice,
all in like one package. So I bought that. I already had one player's handbook, but it was cheaper to buy that package than it would have been to buy the other stuff individually. So, I mean, having 2 player handbooks on the table is never a bad thing, And then I got a play mat that seems pretty good quality with the dry erase markers and that kind of thing.
Nice.
Instead of going down the rabbit hole of like getting into buying all these monster minis and stuff, I bought this it was called Pathfinder Pawns, and it's like a bunch
that's what I have.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, do you like it?
Yeah. I mean, I got them off Amazon, and one of the questions was like, so does this work well with the 5e monster manual? And they said, yeah, this will work for like 80 to 90% of the monsters.
Okay, let me ask you this. What do you do for, there's no like proper humanoid enemies. Like one of the things I wanted to have up my sleeve was going to be like a bandit encounter, how do you handle that kind of thing?
Yeah, unfortunately there are no NPCs in that monster one. So I think there is an NPC set as well. My first Pathfinder set was like a starter set, and that also came with monsters and some NPCs, so I got pretty lucky over that.
Okay. Well, I was gonna just use some like some generic gems or something like that, or even so I took that box, and then I took all the small tokens and I put them in a Ziploc bag, and I took all the medium tokens and I put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I have like the large and the huge ones just floating around, And then I went through them, and I picked out all the tokens, the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Like, I picked out all the ones that I was using for tonight, and I put them in their own Ziploc bag, separate, like, ready to go. So, maybe what I could do, if I wanted a bandit encounter or something, would just be grab some random ones. It kind of takes away from the immersion, when it's a Sahagan or something, but you're saying it's a bandit, but I don't think it's a big deal.
When you're starting out, it's all good. I think just use whatever humanoid-looking dudes there are.
Yeah.
I think maybe like some orcs might work.
Yeah. Strawberry's saying there's an NPC set. See, what I'm trying to avoid is going down the rabbit hole of buying minis for monsters and stuff, because I think as a D&D player, it's really cool to like find a mini online that represents your character. If you're like a halfling rogue, you find a halfling rogue mini and that kind of thing. I'm down with that, but as the DM, like that's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down, in my opinion, unless you have a lot of spare money.
The NPC set is a similar cost to the bestiary set, which is what was $35, I think.
I like Strawberry's idea of drawing like a crappy stick dude on a piece of paper and like scotch taping it to one of the tokens, like angry eyebrows or something,
Huh.
That'd
a
be
stick
great.
figure guy, or just pretending that the orc pawn is a human.
Oh, another thing too. You know what I'm talking about? Like a clear gym token almost that sometimes has like a color to it. And it's like kind of ovalish. Have you seen those before? Like a game counter? You probably have. I don't know if I explained it very well, but I was thinking about using those for like multiples. Like let's say, because there's only 4 goblins in that set, so what if I wanted 8 goblins? So I could show the 4, and then I could have those little like gym tokens, you know, and say, oh, that's just more of the same. You know what I mean? Those are like fish tank stones. We sell them. Yes, exactly. Zirconium knows what I'm talking about. The little fish tank stones.
Fish tank stones.
Yeah, Google that. Let me Google it and see if that's what comes up. Yeah, basically that.
Oh, those things. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty close. So I'm excited. I'm already trying to get a feel for what kind of players my players are. Like, I can already tell one of them's just a try-hard min-maxer. You know, he's already trying to weasel his way into starting with a magic weapon. He might actually be watching right now, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I had a player that wanted to start with a +3 quarterstaff.
Oh, gee, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're not supposed. You know, one thing.
You know that costs like 50,000 gold, right?
Yeah, like I think it's I had this issue as a player as well. Like you devalue some of the magical gear. Like a +1 longsword. Like you're not supposed to start seeing that kind of thing until level 4 or level 5, right? And even then, it's pretty rare. You know.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to challenge... Okay, here's a question I have for you, because I don't quite understand it still. So, I think there's supposed to be a difference... Oh, I'm sorry, hang on. We'll rant about this later, because I think... well, let me get the go-ahead from Premium Bow before I do anything else. So it looks like we did get an update from Lobby D here. Jim Helkin and Cyril have been eliminated. Premium Bow is ready. All right, next time we have something to fill. I've got some D&D stuff to talk about. Get some of your DMing wisdom.
Fun.
All right, so let me go ahead. So Washoe is going to continue to be in the losers brackets. The Conniver is as well. And Jim Helkin and Cyril have been eliminated. All right, so we are going to get started with the round 3 hat drawings here. Let me just make sure I'm not crazy. I should have 6. And I've got 6. Okay. Let me turn that camera back on. Bam. All right. Let's do this. Random hat drawing. Our seed number 1 is going to be Big Pimpintosh. Coming in up top. I'm watching... No, this is actually better with the spreadsheet open here, because I can see, make sure Premium Bow's keeping up. Seed number 2 is the Gentleman.
Okay.
Oh. Again? Are you serious? They're going into their 3rd consecutive round on the same team. That is hilarious. Okay, alright, fair enough.
It's going to be sad when it's going to be Pimpin versus Gentleman at some point.
Seed number 3 is Chip from Space.
Oh boy.
Seed number 4 is Kaiserus.
Oh man, okay. Pretty even.
Seed number... Yeah, actually, that's going to be a good round. And that's what we're going to be watching, so awesome. And then seed number 5, we've got Arbuzz. And last but not least, we have Mishi. So Arbuzz and Mishi with the bye week. And a
Mishi
really...
with a double bye. Won't you play a game, dude?
Yeah, he's just hanging out, going right to those grand finals, man. All right.
Arbuzz with his 2nd bye as well. Ouch, that was loud. What the?
Well, to be fair, as like it kind of makes sense from a power level perspective, in my opinion. You know, Mishi and Arbuzz are really, really good players. So seeing them kind of get trudged along isn't too big of a deal, in my opinion. All right, let's continue it on with seed number 7 going into the losers bracket. We've got this guy. Alright, seed number 8 in the losers bracket. We've got the Conniver. Seed number 9 is going to be Kalaru. The hat. I keep putting the hat too low. I gotta get the hat on the stream. Seed number 10 is Z. Seed number 11 is Pile. Seed number 12, we've got Washoe. Seed number 13 is Ramon Corona. And last but not least, seed number 14 is Kerpa. Okay. So let me rally up those Lobby A players into our game here.
Everything's been really spaced out so far in terms of players. That's awesome.
Yeah, this has been going really well too, in my opinion. Like, I kind of expected a little more downtime than we've actually gotten. All right, so Big Pimpintosh is going to be double streamed here, but I think that's fine. You can watch it from a caster's perspective, or you can watch it from the first-person view of Witty Pun, aka Big Pimpintosh, over on his channel. All right, I let the players know. They should be on their way here shortly. This is gonna be a good match, man.
I'm excited. The biggest advantage that I guess Team 1 and 2 has, Big Pimpintosh and the Gentleman, is that they have, I think, a bit of a rapport now, playing 2 games in a row now together.
Yeah.
And that should mean a lot in this type of tournament situation.
That's very true. Like, they've already been working together. You know, I'm sure they're on voice chat.
No doubt.
You know, that kind of thing. They've built that rapport with one another. I'm interested to see it. We haven't got to see Tosh or the Gentleman because we've got that second stream up over there on Tosh's channel. So we've been kind of avoiding it. But we have no choice here, as this is the only winner's bracket round, or match rather, this round. Tournament's moving forward, man. We are getting through it. So that is good to know. We are just waiting on one more, the Gentleman himself. You will see the finest Toad Pigeon Micro. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for the Toad Pigeon Microchip.
His team will not get Toad Pigeon.
So you had a player that wanted to start level 1 with a +3 weapon?
Yes.
Were they new?
Well, I don't think they knew. I think they were just like, yeah, this seems like a good thing.
Yeah.
And then I explained after, no, that's like a $50,000 to $100,000 type deal, or not dollar, gold piece type deal. So
that's like spawning as a poor person and just being like, can I have a Mercedes for my birthday? You know, for my 16th birthday, please. All right, guys, we're getting into this. In the bottom, we've got Chip and Kaiserus, and their opponents up top, we've got Big Pimpintosh and the Gentleman. Okay, so lots of Toads Magodes here. Chip, he said we're gonna see some Toad Pigeon Micro, and
wow.
You know, I'm actually really looking forward to Chip's deck, because Chip's deck is super weird, kind of garbo, and I'm curious to see how he's going to make it happen. Is he going to start? Alright, I was wondering if he might start with that 5-farm snake thing, but no, just going to play it cool so far.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because he canceled it and then just went and put a farm back.
Lots of gristmills on this map. Yeah, there it is. There's the 5-farm snake. I think that makes sense with the deck that he has. Doesn't look like his... Now, the big thing that punishes this is those swift units, like the lizards, you know, that can kind of track down a snake on its retreat, and those aren't going to be an option from the opponents, but the Gentleman's scouting has been really good thus far. He knows what's on the way. He sees the tier 2. He can extrapolate that's most likely a snake, because that's kind of a snake build. And he's already getting some squirrels here, which is nice.
Big Pimpintosh so was a bit indecisive a little bit. He was going to put down a tier 2 at 6 farms, but sold it, then went with 8, and then put his first warren down. Luckily, it's pigeons, so it should help supplement the pigeon snake here.
Yeah. Adding some pigeons to these squirrels is gonna make these snake strikes not necessarily guaranteed kills on Gentleman's unit. Oh, is the commander gonna go down? Almost. One stack of poison on the building, another one already. Gentleman's moving forward, gonna chase down the snake. Huge pickup.
Huge.
And Chip's got to run home with his tail between his legs, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Big Pimpintosh getting his ferrets out. And, one thing about the Gentleman is he's very similar to Arbuz when he knows where his timings are. He knows when he's got advantage. I'm curious if this is going to trigger a big timing push, doing something like smart. Picking up that snake so early.
Man, they're forcing him to move in and be more aggressive. Because if they take this position, they have the map. But...
Good target fire down. One snake going down, but really good target fire on Chip as well.
Man, that hero snake lasted forever, but they finished their objective. They just wanted to get this position created, and now they have this mill, which means they have control over the middle of the map. And it's going to be tough. You said at the beginning there aren't many mills on this map, and now there's even less for the southern team.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. Trying to really secure this high ground here, and that balloon investment is gonna pay off, be worth its weight in gold here shortly. It's kind of neat how Gentleman took that natural base to the side rather than one of these bases up here. I kind of like that decision. I could see them taking this gristmill on the high ground just to kind of have it, and for the territory, but I think it'd be unwise to legitimately try to farm up on that base right now.
Yeah, I think it's because they spawned so close to it, they didn't need to take it for the territory. So they were just able to put their defensive units on the high ground, and then they can just get it later on.
Double owl going down here for Chip. One of the tier 3 warrens was scouted, but the other one has not been. One owl warren about to finish here, and I thought it was going to be supply blocks, but I guess not. It is on the way cooking. And a couple owls are going to be nice. I'm curious why he went for the owl over the boar here, as so much tier 1. The boar would be quite nice, but maybe he's just thinking about trying to scale into that late game. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, how do you feel about the multiple owl? I don't know, just overall, is it?
I don't think it's not as good as it used to be. I think it's still good. I feel like the owl still scales really well in the late game, but you need to have a super healthy economy. Like, I don't think it's something you want to do off one base, And I'm really worried that the Gentleman just went straight up to 16 farms here.
In the very least, the owls would be good against potentially clearing these barbed wire, but that's really just small drop of a bigger picture.
If red and yellow do not hard engage onto the owls and allow Chip to kind of throw in wave after wave of mice, picking off a barbed wire, picking off a squirrel, it will add up over time. But especially with this defense, you know what? I wonder if Chip can find a way around. Let me take a closer look at this mini-map. No, if you actually look at the mini-map, this choke that they're really reinforcing, like that's kind of the way, Besides this over here where Chip's barbed wire is at. And here we go. The mice are gonna start coming in.
Oh, they got to that really quick actually, and that balloon almost went down, goes up, so that's not eligible for being taken down by an owl anymore. Yeah, this is going to be a bit awkward. Arbuz opting to take. Oh, they both have 3 now. Okay.
Looks like
I don't see the northern team being aggressive here. They could just play it safe and stay defensive and just bide their time.
Yeah, that makes sense, because the way that the map is split, it's 6 gristmills to 4, It's really on Chip and Kaiserus to get something done here. And if there's one thing Chip is known for, It's finding crafty ways to get out of sticky situations like this. You can never... He really is one of the players I'd never count out, you know.
Notice, I feel like Kaiserus might have made a little mistake here. He went for all his farms, and if they don't take a new position in the next few minutes, he's going to eventually fallow out.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. For those of you who might be beginners or unfamiliar with the strategy, a lot of times what players will do, you notice that Chip left a farm over here that's not taken. That's essentially to give you an extra 5 minutes of not starving out if the game continues on for too long. So what AV is saying is Kaiserus will eventually starve out and has no way to extend that starvation timer in the case of a very long game. So much Falcons, though. You know, Chip and Kaiserus are putting together a hell of a comp. You know, lots of Falcons, lots of Owls, a single boar. I like this composition a lot, to be honest. But kind of similar stuff coming out from the other side of the map. Like, we kind of have mirror compositions here, right? I mean, I guess red and yellow don't have Falcons. Here comes some chameleons from the gentleman.
Trying to break down what the southern team needs to do here.
The problem is these balloons. Like, there's not a spot to really take a good engagement for them, you know? But they kind of have to.
That could end up chewing through their Falcons, which is really going to be the bulk of their DPS here.
Maybe if they can poke in, let the mice kind of tank those balloon shots, you know, target fire down the balloons of the Falcons real quick, get out, rinse and repeat. Here we go, though, lots of chameleons. Beautiful placement from Chip, however, keeping his owls down here in the south to repel against any kind of chameleon shenaniganery.
Yeah, the owls plus the barbed wire is fairly good against those chameleons. I like that the gentleman's trying to keep up the harassment. Oh, looks like they might be aggressive here.
Yeah, really committing to this southern base is Big Pimpatosh, and it looks like he's going to get it. This is a very big blow to Chip here, who's now starving.
Yeah, he has no opportunity to create farms right now.
Wait a second.
Go in and win, it looks like.
Wait a second. Kaiserus, if they can take an engagement, you know, there's really not a lot of anti-air on the other side of the map. If these Falcons can stay alive, they can eventually clean up most of what red and yellow have to offer.
Yeah, I don't see any of the... Oh, the squirrels are still alive for the gentleman, though, and they're just sort of picking away. It's just really tanky.
So many Falcons are going down in this engagement, though. That idea, I think, has gone out the window now. I mean, more than 10 or 12 Falcons have went down. Chip taps out. His partner goes with him, and the gentleman and Tosh, on a roll, take a match. You know what would be awesome is if they both got to the final, but they're on different teams.
Oh, man.
After getting there together the whole time?
Top 10 betrayals in anime?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there, so it probably would have been good if it was Kaiser, right, with all the Falcons, tried to focus down the squirrels, but honestly, there was a lot going on there, so I'm not too surprised that.
I think if he would have maybe, like, right at the beginning of that, focused down all the balloons with the Falcons, you know? I'm not sure how much the balloons were really making the difference.
Oh, pretty much a non-factor. It was really the squirrels.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, because most of the balloon shots are probably just going to go off on mice unless they're being focus fired, which they can be now on this newest patch. All right, Chip, let's hit it. I think Chip's not happy with his RNG here. Hey man, he's got some chameleons. Maybe he can make it work with that. I'm guessing
Oh, he accidentally double-clicked, he said. I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Go ahead.
I don't think it was an intentional thing. Like he analyzed this deck and re-hit random because it was bad or something. In the bottom, we've got Kaiser's and Chip. Their opponents to the right and up top, the Gentleman and Big Pimpintosh.
What a teeny tiny, heavy mill map. Wow.
Jeez, and look at these decks here from Kaiserus and the Gentleman. Like, they're both decent decks, but Kaiserus and the Gentleman are on opposite teams. Really, Tasha's deck is fine too. Chip's the only oddball here that's got to work a little bit of magic with his, but he's got Barbed Wire, he's got Chameleon, you know, he's got Skunk, he's got some good tools to make something happen. How do you play this out, though, with no core tier 1?
Yeah, it's probably the most... I was going to say even, but it's like a very level playing field, what we're seeing. It's like they have their side, and then there's like open ground in the middle with mills surrounding. This is going to be a bit of a slobber knocker.
I'm going to have to pin that one. That's a good one. So Chip doing the 5 farm tier 2 with the Chameleon. And you know what? I actually don't hate this because I feel like Chameleon is going to shine in this match. Like, I feel like Chip could build just a ton of Chameleons and be okay, right? We don't see Falcons on the other side of the board. You know, they do great against Lizards. They do great against most of the things here that their opponents have to offer, so...
Is Mass Toad still a worthy counter to Chameleon?
Toad just
I feel
got
like it's less so
slight...
because of their increased HP.
Yeah, I think nowadays, I'm not sure if the math kind of works out. I remember the math worked out where it was an even trade where you could do like, hold that thought, we've got a big attack coming out here, double
There's
lizard.
a lot of lizards.
Oh my gosh. Are they just going to sneak a win right here, right now? The Chameleon's coming out. They got some pigeon support. They should be able to do nicely against all these lizards, but Kaiser is here taking some economic damage. However, their opponents basically lost everything there. And they know it. They're trying to build a balloon to defend against this counterattack.
Wow, I feel like in the olden days, the mass lizard there would have totally just run through everything, but the heavy tank of the new Chameleons really helped a lot there, especially with the pigeons, as you said.
Yeah, the Chameleons do surprisingly well against lizards, and once Chip can get that Chameleon count up to like 4, he's really going to be cooking with some fire. You know, it's going to be harder for them to just get totally surrounded. And Chip going straight into the board. I love this. I want to see one Chip from one base. I think that's the move, man. I think you get that board out, you get like 4 to 6 Chameleons, you get your teammate to back you up with squirrels, and you just go for it. I think that actually is a legitimate strategy for them to try to win here. Lots of lizards coming in from the Gentleman, though. Is he going to be able to... Okay, he backs out. Man, so many Liz boys. And no toads, unfortunately, for red and yellow. No moles either. Either one of those units are pretty good against lizards.
I'm a bit worried about the boar play because lizards more tanky than squirrels, and there are a ton of lizards, and I'm not seeing any toads. I feel like if there's good micro from the northern team, the boar is going to go down fairly quickly. And I think we've talked about this in the past, where if you do know someone is going for an early tier 3, you just farm up and just defend the attack. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive. Like your gut reaction is, I want to get in there and hit a timing before that tier 3 is done. But a lot of times, if you can use that window to just farm up and get so far ahead, it's like, yeah, they have a fox, but I've got like 24 squirrels, so I'm okay. All right, yeah, this is what I want to see, man. I think this is the move to make. You know, going up to like 6 Chameleons. Microing this boar heavily. I really feel like red and yellow can do such a good push here. And the fact that their opponents are really going up on eco, I mean, we'll have to see. Like, they should have a better army supply. Yeah, look at the army value for Chip right now. It's monumental. And he's moving in. He's got all the squirrels to back him up. The gentleman opting for a counterattack. They know that they can't take the direct engagement. They're going to try to just kill the gristmill.
Their army's so slow.
Oh,
and then green's going to be a distraction, and then blue's going to go straight for the mill. Oh, this is going to be close.
Oh, man.
Boy.
I'm mad for Chip. Like, that was such a good strategy, but the gentleman with the clutch call there to say, no, man, we don't need to take this fight. We're going to lose this fight. Ran around with the back door. To be fair, though, Chip should have known this. He knows the opponents are massing lizards. He should have taken a safety gristmill somewhere else just to prevent this from happening. And Big Pimpintosh sneaking around the back.
Oh, man.
And gonna get clobbered here on both sides. The big lizard flank comes in.
And lizards double lizards will win against squirrels any day of the week.
That was hilarious. Oh man, I think they had a great strategy, but kind of forgot about that safety gristmill, I guess.
That's
they
really great
that.
heads up play there, because they made the best out of a really bad situation. There was a point there where if they engaged the big army of the southern team, they probably would have lost straight out because they were really in a bad positioning. And then one of them probably said, wait, why don't we just hit their backline? They're so slow. Very excellent a heads up play there.
Yeah, that was great. That was really good decision making. So my question to Premium Bow is, we know what the winner's round 4 lobby is going to be. Can we go ahead and keep things rolling with that? Let me ask people.
Actually, if it was a base race scenario and the Southern team committed to not going back, it was just a lose-lose scenario there.
Yeah, I think that was, I think the gentleman played that smartly, and I think Chip would have won, or Chip's team would have won if they had that safety mill, because think about it, like the lizards would have came in, taken out the mill, but they were not stopping Chip and Kaiserus' army, right? So then they go on to take out the safety mill, but by that time, Chip's already taken one of the opponent's mills and started rebuilding there. You know what I mean? And I think they could have maybe done it. Okay, so we are going to continue on with the round 4 winners bracket.
All right, let's see if Big Pimpintosh stays on the gentleman's team.
Yeah, let me get my little sheets of paper all together here. So
essentially 50-50, right? So we'll do the math real quick.
Let's do some quick hat shenanigans. All right, so we've got the gentleman, Big Pimpintosh, Arbuz, and Mishi, who are all contestants for round number 4. Let me put that wonderful cam back on. All right, we got our hat. Who's it gonna be? Is Big Pimpintosh? What do you think, AV? Call it. What's your call? You think Gentleman and Tosh are gonna stay together?
My heart says yes.
It's better for the anime, right? Because they need to be against each other in the finals. All right, here we go.
Wow.
Number 1 is Arbuz. Arbuz is contestant 1 for round 4.
Go.
Seed number 2 is Big Pimpintosh. So there it is.
No.
They got split up. And then I guess for completion, we'll say the gentleman as seed 3 and Chip as seed 4.
The early betrayal.
Okay. So there we go. All right, my My sheet organization's getting a little weird now, but I can deal with that later. Okay, so Tosh and Gentleman have finally been split up and are no longer together. This time it's gonna be...
I can't watch this, dude. It's too sad.
This is the plot twist nobody expected, right? And then they're gonna be on the same team in the finals together. They're gonna. This is the breakup, right? And then they're gonna get back together and win it all. Is that the plot line? Is that the arc? Okay.
Who's Anakin and who's Obi-Wan in this scenario?
All right, let me ping these guys and let them know what is happening.
In the losers bracket, this guy and the Convert take it over Kalaru and Z. Okay. Kalaru and Z are now eliminated.
Thank you for the update. Bam. It's very satisfying to crumple up these pieces of paper. Oh gosh,
Are you throwing the eliminated ones into the fire?
Dude, I need a fire. I'm gonna save them. I'm just throwing them on the floor right now, like a caveman. Maybe I'll save them for a fire later. Please respect my piece of paper. No, I'm not even gonna recycle it, bro. It's going right to the landfill forever.
So, I assume you would agree that the Gentleman and Mishi are definitely the power team here in this matchup. But considering how Big Pipish and the Gentleman have done so far, I mean...
Wait, it's Arbuzz and... Yeah, no, you're right. Why do I have Chip and Gent? Oh, I made a mistake on my scoreboard. Yeah, this is rough. Like, all these players are powerhouses. It's hard to say. I think it's very close, but I would favor Mishi and Gentleman. You know, Big Pimpin' Tosh is a solid player. We haven't seen him be a tournament champion like we've seen Mishi and Gentleman in the past, and of course Arbuzz is legend. So it's rough, you know. I think the difference here though is Big Pimpin' Tosh really, he's a grinder, man. Like he's streaming all the time. He's streaming right now. You know, he's in the Pocketbot Cup every week. He's playing. You know, he's active. You know, how active have Gentleman and Mishi been? You know, are they laddering a lot, or are they kind of poking their head into events? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see. You know, I think our players are almost ready. We're just waiting on the Gentleman. I got a ping. That's from P-Boop. All right. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. It's always a pleasure. It's really cool to see people really still showing up for these events and playing and watching and having a good time in the chat and stuff. So I know it's cheesy to say, but we couldn't do this without you guys out there. Even if you're just lurking, watching the stream, even if you're watching the stream on a VOD 2 or 3 days later, you the real MVP here. So thanks, everybody, for continuing to be interested and support Tooth and Tail. I'm ready to get into this match, man. This is going to be a good one. Mishi and Gent is a disgusting team, I agree. But I feel like Arbuzz and Tosh could totally take it.
All right, here we go. Oops. Nice.
That was the voodoo, man. He selected a squirrel real quick, and then he got squirrels in his deck.
Yeah.
Is that the way? In the bottom, we've got Tosh and Arbuz, and up top, we've got Mishi and the Gentleman. Okay, none of these decks look crazy bad or anything, right? I think they're all workable, at least. Maybe the Gentleman's kind of got the most awkward one.
Yeah, Mishi and the Gentleman sort of, yeah, they're not really split up. They both have Squirrel, they both have Pigeon, so they can't really do anything interesting.
5-farm Warren coming out here from Tosh. It's kind of hard to say in 2v2. In 1v1, that's a pretty clear sign of some form of aggression, but in 2v2, there's a little more nuance to that. You don't see 8-farm openers every game, or most of the time like you do in 1v1. There's a lot more room. You know, what if both your opponents 4-farm double, you know? You gotta be careful, so.
Well, looks like we're gonna have the least aggressive game so far. 3 players going up to 8 farms for their first Warren.
What do you think of this map? It actually looks pretty fair to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a spot where things will really collide, but
I think it's like right if you draw an X
even.
of the 4 gristmills kind of in a diamond in the middle. You know, is that the spot of contention?
Say that again?
If like you know the 4 gristmills in the middle of the map that kind of form like a diamond.
Yeah.
Imagine drawing a couple lines and that's center point. Like I feel like kind of where Archimedes is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's probably gonna be the spot, you know?
Yeah. There's just no like early positions to take and then gain an immediate advantage. They have to actually take a mill and then gain a position. But it's just like, oh, I guess if anything, the southern team has the advantage because they have that pocket mill in the south along with the 3 up front. So in the long term,
right?
I guess the southern team have it, but we got a lizard run by on the right here. But luckily we have Mishi in good position to stop that.
Oh, the
balloon
Gentleman!
coming in potentially too slow. Squirrels are so slow.
You snooze, you lose, squirrels. Good attempt there. Really good game sense from Mishi, being in the right position, and nice trying to cut him off there by the Gentleman. But here we go, big engagement.
Ooh, and Mishi with a skunk against Squirrel, but unfortunately the numbers game should have played out there. And now that skunk's gonna go down.
Jeez, Arbuz and Tosh just smashed through that engagement. And I think that puts them in a pretty nice spot.
Yeah, I liked the attempt there, because if they would have held that position, that's an easy kill on Arbuz, but the massive amount of squirrels from Pip and Tosh helped a lot there. And the one skunk didn't do a whole lot. It wasn't really shooting on the squirrel position, it was shooting at where the lizards were for Arbuz, and you know that's not going to do much. And now it's coming down to an even split on the map, it looks like. Yeah, this is honestly great positioning overall. I guess as we get farther and farther into the game, the westernmost base here will be in contention. But for now, they've drawn those lines.
Okay, so we are gonna draw some names for... Actually, let me see. You mind taking over for a second, AV?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Stuff.
Gentleman moving in and taking out one of the scroll warrens and 1 barbed wire. Not too big of a deal. Just gonna go ahead and rebuild that. Okay, first aggression coming in from Arbuz here. He's got so many skunks against the squirrels. The squirrel's skunk right now. Chameleons coming in, that'll probably be the defining factor in this fight. They're staying alive and just destroying all the army of the Gentleman, only having 2 squirrels left on the field. Choosing to pull back, I feel like they had an advantage there. They could have gone a bit closer. I mean, there was a huge army advantage there. I guess they didn't want to overextend, which is smart, I guess. Ooh, Mishi deciding to put up a drum fire. They're going to need to defend that, but it's going to be tough if they see that. Yeah, their army is just way larger. Absolutely nothing from the Gentleman now. Ton of tier 2 from the southern side. Skunks taking out the squirrels. The chameleons tanking for the squirrels. Farms just followed. Mishi only on 4 farms. Ramon on 5 farms. Losing all the Warrens.
Okay, sorry about that. It should be good now. Oh man, I missed quite a bit here. It looks like Arbuz and Tasha are in a great position.
Yeah, there was honestly, it was just a better unit composition from the Southern team. It was actually perfect. It was Skunks to take out the Squirrels of the other side, and Chameleons to tank their Squirrels, and they just had nothing to really counter that. And then it was smart from the Southern team to sort of back up for a second, regain their units, and then push forward again, which was the killing blow.
Okay, let's see if anybody is paying attention in Discord. Okay, Arbuz is holding. Arbuz is holding. Thank you. Yeah, I just need one quick second, guys. We need to keep the losers bracket going. So another quick draw from the hat to determine who is going to continue fourth, or what the teams are going to be rather in the losers bracket. Are you ready, P-Boop? Let me make sure old Premium Bow is ready. Okay, start with 5. Got it. All right, so seed number 5. We've got, and seeds 1 through 4 are the guys we're watching right now. So seed number 5 is Washoe. These two. Seed. Wait, hang on a second. I think somebody's supposed to be in the hat that isn't. Yes. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm confusing myself. I'm the worst. Okay. All right, everything's fine. Seed number 6 is this guy. Bam. Okay, so this is gone, and this is gone. Okay, I'm on board. I'm on board. Throw those to the bin. There we go. Sorry, guys. All right, seed number 7. We've got...
Who was 6?
6 was this guy. Seed number 7 is Kaiserus. Seed number 8 is Chip from Space. Seed number 9 is the Conniver. And seed number 10 is Pile. All right.
Pile with a bye.
Yeah, Conniver and Pile getting to hang out. Sweet. Thank you, Arbuz. I know I was spamming in Discord, but Arbuz held the match for me. We are ready to continue.
Good luck to losers bracket.
All right, the match is ready. Oh, I forgot my controller started being lame. For some reason it started, like, being second player, you know? Have you ever had that issue? Yeah, not a big deal.
I don't think I have. Sorry, being second player.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 controller, like, sometimes it'll disconnect and player 2. It's weird. Anyways, guys, in the bottom, we've got Mishi and the Gentleman, and their opponents up top, Arbuz and Big Pimpatosh. So I have to spectate with mouse and keyboard. Isn't that disgusting?
Ew.
I know.
Can get that smooth.
Right? It's so jagged when I zoom in.
You can't rectify it by unplugging it and plugging it back in?
No, unfortunately that did not work. I think what might work is if I close the game and unplug back in. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
We have a mole coming up.
Yeah, the Gentleman trying to get dirty here, but it was scouted immediately by Big Pimpatosh. So is a mine enough to kill a mole nowadays? I'm not so sure on the math on that, but Gentleman sells it off anyways. And,
would the mine have blown up on the Warren?
No, I don't think so. It would have killed the first mole to step out, but I think it would have. I could be wrong. Somebody in chat probably knows. 18 damage, mine, 14 HP.
There you
mole.
go.
Yep, there it is. So it would have killed it as long as the mole triggered it where it takes the full damage, I think. Like, I know you can do, maybe, like, I know with lizards, you can kind of, like, trigger it and then take the splash damage, you know? It's kind of hard to explain. But anyways, moving forward in this game, just standard 8-farm tier 1 stuff here. Pretty big map. It looks like the map's slightly favored towards Tosh and Arbuz, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know, blue and green have a chance, right? It might look very favored since the third bases are on red and yellow side, but blue and green do have a second base, and that's kind of the beauty of Tooth and Tail is you got to think on your feet, and you got to say, all right, well, I probably don't want to take this to a macro game in this position. We need to deliver a timing attack or something, and look at this. It's so much tier 1 here. I think that's exactly what's on their mind.
Yeah, I think the mindset you need to be on is twofold, or one or the other here at the beginning of these games. Is that you have to spot a place in the map where you're going to be aggressive and take to transition into the late game. And if you're going to be on the side of staying defensive, you then need to figure out, okay, if I'm not taking that aggressive position, how am I going to break it later on?
Right.
So, in that position is probably where the blue and green team are right now.
Ooh, some
ton of moles, by the way. My gosh.
Yeah, this is some
their
good
top
compositions.
is so tanky.
It's all gonna be about these toads on yellow and red side. If they can get the right hits, even in these numbers, you know, getting hits on all these moles not bad. But a lot of the lizards going down, the moles tanking a lot of the hits. And is this actually gonna work for Mishi and Gentleman? Surprisingly, that trade was kind of even, right?
Yeah, I think that was. Now, I'm not totally certain how the newer moles work, how they come out of the warrens, but that was fairly even. Looks like everything happened the way it should have. If anything, the lizards of Mishi left about maybe 3 or 4 squirrels left, so I think they came out slightly ahead.
Second base coming down here for most players. Trying to establish, and again, I think this is correct from Mishi and Gent. You can see they're not transitioning. You know, of course they're going to get some eco going, but they're still sticking on their guns to this tier 1. They're hoping, you know, their opponents do things like invest in these tier 3 warrens, like you see Tosh doing, and maybe there's a window to get in there and give them a couple good punches.
Tosh adding on the wolf. That'll speed up the production just a little bit.
Mishi and Gent getting a good economy here. But they're still only on their tier 1 stuff.
Yeah, it looks like both sides are a bit afraid of teching out because of the mass amount of tier 1. It looks like this other team's going in, losing a bunch of toads on the mass mole, and the toads coming in now, detonating on both the moles and the lizards, so very good toad usage.
That started out kind of bad for red and yellow because it was a 1v2, but then when Tosh came over, he got some amazing connections with those toads. And now Tosh and Arbuz are in really good shape here. They got this wolf out, you know, they're starting to get more and more complicated armies. The boar's on the way. Now we see the owl coming down for the gentleman, but, you know, they won that engagement strong. They're getting a more technical army put together. The big thing Mishi and Gent have going for them is their economy is through the roof right now.
Yeah, so I was saying before, they're now sort of in that position where they have to figure out, okay, now we're going to have to break the defensive side since their trades did not work out. And they're going to be in a tough spot. I wonder if Pimpin's going to try for a back door here when Red's coming in for aggression.
Yeah, here comes the big bad boar.
Yeah, they should have split up here. Pimpin's staying real patient with his units.
Oh my gosh, this boar. To be fair, Arbuz just basically won a 1v2 there. That boar was a hero unit, and that was insane. Like, they've got nothing left. You know, Mishi and Gentleman put all their cards into tier 1 stuff, and Arbuz is like, fine, I'll just build a boar. Like,
yeah, Yeah, usually when you go that Mass Tier 1, you're hoping to end the game relatively early by trading more effectively than the other team, but they traded worse off.
Right.
So they were stuck on Tier 1 while the other team was moving up to Tier 2 and Tier 3. So
I think the bane for Mishi and Gent, unfortunately, were these toads, you know, like, it's almost like the Scooby-Doo villain. I would have got away with it if it wasn't for these kids and those darn toads, right? Like, those toads really were so good on the defense against the moles and the lizards that Mishi and Gentlemen were throwing out.
yeah, exactly. They just couldn't get ahead in terms of trading. And wow, relatively quick series there.
Yeah, let's see where we're at. Actually, let me see if I can fix my controller while we're in the middle of something. Let me go to this break screen right here.
Do it.
Close Teeth and Tail. We're gonna lose music for a little bit, but I think people will live. Come on. Still
Pimpin' Tosh with the ultimate betrayal. Taking it over the Gentleman. Now, okay, would be crazier if the Gentleman gets all the way through Losers and then faces Big Pimpin' Tosh for the final time in Grands.
Right? That would be sick. Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to give up on the controller. No problem,
Dang.
though. No problem, though. We'll make it work. Bam.
Or even double plot twist. Pimpin' Tosh will join the Gentleman in the finals to take on the ultimate evil, whoever they're against.
Yes. I want to see it. I want to see them reunite in the finals. Like, that would be awesome. Like,
Gotta build these storylines.
the Gentleman just kind of betrayed Tosh, and everybody thinks like Tosh is gonna lose, right? Because the Gentleman's got a higher power level. But then no, Tosh smacks him down. And now the Gentleman is cast into the shadows, plotting his revenge. I don't know. Would it be better? I mean, what's the best plot scenario here? Like, if they come back, or if Tosh strikes them down for a second time in the grand finals, or maybe Gentleman redeems himself and wins against Tosh. Now, let's look at the brackets in the meantime here. Let's see. Let me press the right
We're
button.
going to be looking at some elimination matches, right?
There we
Because
go.
winners has 2 buys.
Yes, that's right. We're going to go into Lobby A of the losers bracket whenever we can. I think we are waiting for Washoe. I think we're waiting for that game to finish up. So let me get my sheets of paper ready. So the Conniver and Pile are for sure advancing. So they go Nat. And then we're waiting to see what happens with this guy, Chip, Kaiserus. This guy, Chip, Kaiserus, and Washoe. Okay, D&D question. Mr. Experienced DM. I'm a little confused about scrolls versus spell scrolls. Because I've read in the book, like, any class could use, like, a scroll of protection, right? But only a wizard would be able to use, like, a scroll of magic missiles. Is that kind of how it works? And if so, I'll let you respond to that first.
Based on my knowledge, if you have a scroll, typically a wizard would need to copy it down into his spellbook using like an X amount of parchment and ink to actually use the spell.
Oh, I mean like using the spell scroll as a consumable. Like just the one shot.
Oh, it is a one-time use. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Exactly.
I think there's a differentiation between scrolls and spell scrolls. Like I don't think, is protection just vanilla I don't think that's actually a spell, right? Like D&D 5e protection. Like there's protection from evil and stuff. But there's a scroll of protection, right? And I think that anybody would be able to use a scroll of protection regardless of their class. However, like a scroll of magic missiles, only like a wizard would be able to use that. And if that's true, where's a list of, like, all the non-spell scrolls? Maybe any D&D nerds in the chat know. Am I making you scratch your head?
Unfortunately, I don't have a wizard in my party, so
Yeah.
I have a cleric and a sorcerer, which sort of just get their spells from their patron, and they just know their spells. They don't need a spell book.
Right.
So it's way more easier to keep track of them.
But even like a cleric could use like a protection from good scroll rather than taking up a spell slot, and then that scroll would be consumed. You know. I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, a warrior can use a scroll protection. I think everyone can use scroll protection.
A warrior?
Yeah, because it's not a spell. That's the thing, which makes you...
You mean a fighter?
Yeah, like a fighter. Yeah, for sure. Or anybody. A rogue or a ranger. Yeah, no. Specifically with scroll of protection, it's a thing. It even talks about that in the Dungeon Master Guide. Anybody who can read and write can read a scroll, but there's a difference between a scroll and a spell scroll. And I'm not sure if the only non-spell scroll is a scroll of protection, because I haven't seen like other ones. Spell scroll, you read language, and let me see. In D&D, the protection scroll can be used by anyone. Yeah, I think so, but I'm curious if there's other scrolls like that. Right, Premium Bow, but Scroll of Protection, like, protection's not a spell. I think Scroll of Protection is the only spot where that comes up. You see what I'm saying? Like, protection's not like a cleric spell or a wizard spell or anything like that. But what's weird is I don't know if there's other examples like that, or if it's just a Scroll of Protection. If it was a legitimate, like...
oh, I see it right here. I found an answer that should suffice.
Okay.
The general rule for scrolls that any creature that can understand a written language can read the arcane script and attempt to activate it.
Right.
While a spell scroll, you need that specific spell in your class list.
Yes.
To read it. Otherwise, the scroll is illegible.
Right. And I get that, but I can't find other things. So then I started searching, like, okay, well, what's a list of scrolls versus spell scrolls? Because I thought it'd be a cool thing to drop as loot, you know, for low-level adventurers, something like a scroll of protection. And I'm like, what other kind of things are? I think there's like a scroll of remove petrification. There's like another example of something like that. That's not necessarily a spell, and anyone can use it.
You know what I've done in the past is I sometimes put, like... I make up my own potions. So, like, anyone can drink something and then gain an ability for, like, an encounter.
Yeah, consumables are good. Oh,
yeah.
That's smart, like giving them ability out of a consumable. I like that.
Yeah.
Any spell can be put on a scroll. Yeah, I get that. But I'm trying to find other examples of stuff like the Scroll of Protection. Or is the Scroll of Protection just this unique thing? Because you'd think if they're going to differentiate between a scroll and a spell scroll, it would come up more often than that, you know? Like, what's another example of something like that, where it's a scroll that, like, a fighter can use? Stone to Flesh scroll. I think that's another example. Item type protection. Oh, maybe it's a item type called a protection scroll. Yeah, requirements, intelligence 9. Yeah. So, but that's from Baldur's Gate, which is like a super old version of D&D.
I would say that if, like, you can't find an exact answer from the rules as written, you could, like, sort of do what I said is, like, have sort of a homebrew thing where you can, like, make up your own scrolls as drops, where it's like, guys, yeah, your fighter can use this spell, but it's only one time, and you can't copy down the spell. It's just sort of a one-use thing for a specific situation.
Save yourself some headache and just give them potions, says Premium Bow. Yeah, that's what you said you do, right?
Yeah, that's what I do.
We're still waiting. Yeah, we're waiting for round 4 of the losers bracket. Yeah, I think that's unfortunately like an edge case, because I'm looking at like Stone to Flesh, and this looks like it's actually a level 6 spell, so I wouldn't consider that something a fighter could use. You know. I wonder if there's a bunch of protection.
Maybe really high Arcana check.
Yeah, it is kind of confusing. Like right here on this post, they're saying, under magic item category, any creature that can understand written language can read their arcane script on a scroll and activate it. But they do have a caveat that says, you know, you have to be on your list of spells. But, and I get that, but it's just so weird. Not all scrolls, see right here, this guy. Not all scrolls are spell scrolls. There's a scroll of protection. Granted, a list of scrolls that not spell scrolls limited to that one scroll. Oh, damn it. Okay, that's my answer. Because I'm like, oh, well, there's this whole, like, scrolls split into spell scrolls versus non-spell scrolls, right? But it doesn't really do that because scroll of protection's like an edge case, where that's like the only scroll that isn't a spell scroll. And it's like, why? Like, why just that one? It is a good thing to have.
Oh, it is just a specific item. Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, like there's not, you know, most scrolls are like a scroll of conjure animals or something, you know, where it's actually like a level 2 spell or something. This is a situation.
Yeah, okay, I see what's happening.
You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
It looks like I understand it right, but Scroll of Protection is the only one. There's not, like, other ones, too. That's what I started looking for. I was like, well, what else? You know, what are some other scrolls that a rogue could use? And it's like, no, that's just this one.
Yeah, based on what I'm seeing so far, on my current knowledge of the game, it seems very open-ended for potential homebrew, like potions or scrolls of your creation.
Yeah.
Like a fireball scroll or something, where a fighter could use it. But it's one-time use and it can't be copied down.
Yeah. See, that, I think for me, that's like, unless I really had to increase the power level of my party, I don't think I would go that far. Because a fireball scroll's a thing, you know? It's a spell scroll. But I guess there is some room for, like, scrolls that aren't necessarily magic spells. Like, you know how you can kind of homebrew your own spell? Like, maybe instead of doing that, if you had a party without casters, you could kind of homebrew your own scrolls, you know, and give those to them.
Exactly.
Alright, what's going on in Lobby B? Chip is struggling to play, I hear.
I think people are saying they're lagging?
Got some lag issues. Lag. Alright guys, well, I think we're going to take it to a little bit longer of a break. Let those sayings sort out. I'm going to say probably like a 5-minute break. Premium Bow, just ping me on Discord if we're ready to go. But other than that, we are gonna do a 5-minute break, guys, and we will be back in here shortly. So Delthius can do my seeds.
We'll have more D&D for you very soon.
Yeah, right. Coming up on Tooth and Scrolls here. Delthius can do my seed, so I can know if I can take a break or not. I'm confused. I don't think I can seed for round 5 until... Yeah, we're waiting on them, gentlemen. unfortunately. So we're gonna take a break here, catch our breaths, guys. Again, premium mode, just ping me if I need to get back to work. But we'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. Alright guys, we are back, and it looks like just in time as I see Premium Bow updating the bracket here. So this guy and Washoe are advancing forward, and Chip from Space and Kaiserus have been eliminated. So let me grab my sheets of paper here. Wait. Hang on. He deleted those. He deleted those results. Oh, wait, no. Okay, they're back. Okay. So Chip from Space is out, and Kaiserus is out, which means we have Washoe, this guy, Kyle, and the Conniver. Let me find all my slips here. Okay. Yep. All right. We're good. Okay. Tournament cam. Bam. All right. Okay. I think Premium Bow is ready. Let's do this. Concede 3 is gonna be this guy. Shouldn't be. Okay, I think we're good. Seed number 3 is this guy. Seed number 4 is the Conniver. Okay, I'm filling these in. Okay, I see Premium Bow doing things. Seed number 5 is Washoe. And seed number 6 is Pile. Are we supposed to have a 7 and 8 here?
Not by how it's gone so far.
I don't think so.
Wait. Oh.
Hang on. Did I mess something up?
There won't be a losers round 6. It'll go right to grands after this.
Yeah. Is everything okay, Premium Bow? Do it over. Mishi and Jen.
Oh, Mishi and Jen. There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, those are the ones I forgot. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So we've got Pile. Big Pimp and Tasha's advanced. We've got this guy. We've got the Conniver. The Gentleman is supposed to be in here. Arba's advanced. We've got Mishi. And then I forgot 2 people. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. And then Washoe. So I should have 6. I've got 6. All right. Alright, redoing it here. Seed number 3 is Pile. Seed number 4 is the Conniver. Seed number 5 is the Gentleman. Seed number 6 is this guy. Seed number 7 is Washoe. And seed number 8 is Mishi. Okay. Okay. Bam.
Mishi getting a bye into losers finals.
Yeah, Mishi and Washoe getting able to hang out, enjoy the stream, maybe grab a bite to eat. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and ping the players who are ready to go. I think it's in Lobby B here, so we've got Washoe, we've got this guy, we've got Kaiserus. No. Jeez, I am messing this up. We've got Pile. We've got the Conniver. We've got the Gentleman. And this guy. That's going to be the next match here. Let's hop back to this tournament cam. Let me go ahead and set up the scoreboard. All right, what's your predictions, man? Who do you think's going to come out of the losers bracket? In face.
In the end?
In face, well, actually, it's not going to necessarily be Arbuz and Tosh together.
No, yeah. I mean, no, I've said it before. It's gonna, at least the Gentleman is gonna either be with Tosh or face Tosh and Grant.
That's got to happen. That's right. That's the storyline, right? That's the main arc. Mishi riding the buy wave. That's awesome. All right, we got a Dino
is
here.
Dino the Conniver?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and change that on the scoreboard so it's less confusing. Bam, okay. So we've got Pile and Dino reporting for duty, waiting on the Gentleman and this guy to hop on in, and we will get going.
The Gentleman has so far played in every round of this tournament. No buys for him.
Yeah, who's been getting the lion's share of the buys?
Mishi so far, he's had 3 buys. In the second round, the third round, and this round.
We are getting close here, guys. We've got this best of 3 and then another best of 3, and then we'll be heading right into those finals. Is it Conniver or is it Conniver? Is Conniver correct? Let's see you two. Who's right?
Conniver. Neither.
Conniver.
Oh! It's Conniver.
Conniver.
I got you that time, AB.
What?
Oh, I YouTubed like a little,
What
you
you
probably
getting
couldn't
on?
hear it, but you could hear it on stream. Like a pronunciation thing.
So it's Conniver?
It is Conniver.
Alright.
I win 2 enunciation points.
Conniver.
Do you say weekend or weekend?
What?
How do you say weekend? Do you say weekend? Are you in the south?
Let me see. Let me see.
I think it's a southern
You want to
thing.
hang out this weekend? You want to
Okay.
hang out this weekend? I say weekend.
You say weekend. Yeah, I always say weekend, and I think that's
Weekend.
weekend. Yeah, I think that's my southern accent coming out. I don't have it in very many words, but I think that's one of them.
I live in North Carolina. Where do you live?
I live in Florida. The the joke of the United States, apparently. Everybody loves to make fun of Florida. But you know what?
So you're
I get
a Florida man.
I am a Florida man. I got my alligators. You can find me running naked through the streets, getting tackled by cops, you know? That kind of thing. That's how I spend
I'm
my
pretty sure
time.
Master Stealth is also a Florida man.
You know from English country? I am. Florida is part of the United States. Evil in the chats. So yeah, no, I'm born and raised on freedom. Definitely a USA guy. All right, so we're waiting on the gent. This guy finally on stream. I'm hyped. I've been hyping up this guy all tournament, and it's good to see him see him play on the main stage here. The honor is to play
How do you
with
pronounce
Jets.
that word?
Which one? Oh, did you? Hang on, let me check Discord. 1. I say 1, like the number.
1. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like.
I know some people pronounce that one.
Oh no.
You won.
That's got to be that sounds like a northern thing, right?
I think Texas apparently.
Oh really? I think on average, like Southerners pronounce vowels harder, right? I think so. Like you can compare like a northern and southern accents. Because there's multiple ways you can pronounce a vowel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a versus a, for example. And I think Southerners say like a more, where Northerners would say a. If that makes sense.
Oh, wait.
Waiting on the gentleman.
Waiting on the gentleman. Yeah.
I know he was asking about a break earlier. Maybe he needed to step out for a minute or something. Hang on, I got a ping.
Oh yeah, he did say he's the pickpocket in chat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Why is he the gentleman and the pickpocket? Does he have the redhead, the mole, and other like social media accounts?
he's got all the Monaco related names somewhere. That's probably his Twitter handle or something, you know, and then it's Instagram. Like he's cycling through all of them. Gentleman's upset. Tosh is my one true mate. Yeah, I think the gent just needed a couple minutes. No big deal. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. AV, man, why don't you take this opportunity to plug your...
Gent needs 1 or 2 minutes, he says.
Yeah, no worries. You wanna plug your project, man, you've been working on? Oh, we got a minute?
Oh, absolutely, sure.
Feel free to link something in the chat or whatever.
No, I'll just post the early access thing. Is it gonna stop me? Yeah. Tried to spam it, but I need to wait 30 seconds.
Oh, true. You should be able to post links, I think.
Yeah, I did that. Wait, do you see it in the chat?
I see 3 stars. Maybe you can't. Can you send me the link that you want to post, and I can post it?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we went into early access, what was it, a month ago? 2 months ago? Yeah, about 2 months ago. And working towards full release, end of summer, like anytime in Q4. Yeah, this project I've been working on is Gunrunner. It's I've been working on for about full-time for a year now. It's a action platformer finesse runner. Big focus on speedrunning for it. High skill ceiling sort of game.
Yeah, that game kicked my ass when I tried it. I couldn't even get past the beginning, man. I need to give it another go.
I think since you played it, I've added like 30 or 40 more levels.
Oh, jeez.
It might be a little bit easier, or at least there's a less steep of a difficulty curve. And that helps. That really helps when you go to things like GalaxyCon or just any con to show off your game. You can see people playing in person, so you know where like pitfalls are in gameplay, so you know where to improve and change things.
Right. Dude, speedrunning is something I haven't touched myself, but I've been starting to get a little more interested in lately. Guys like Strawberry, you know, that's kind of his thing. I wonder if he'd probably be interested in tackling that. It's really cool, man. Gosh, what was that really awkward indie Steam game where you're like a dude in a barrel with a hammer or something?
Benny Fonda's Getting Over It or something?
Yeah, the Getting Over It game. Like,
yeah.
I think me and my wife were trying that for like an hour or two, just getting so frustrated. And then you watch like a speedrunner do it, and you're like, are you kidding me? There he is. All right, here we go. Hopping into it. Okay, guys, spawning in the bottom, we've got Dino and Pile. And up top, or to the left rather, we've got this guy and the gentleman.
Oh, this is a... Wow. This is... Might be the most even map we've seen. Like, neither side can really take a mill and claim it and then stop someone from moving across the map. Like, each side has the ability to take the same amount of mills in a very simple fashion. If anything, I'd say that the northern team can harass the high ground on red, but that's a long way to move on the map.
Yeah, it looks like the gentleman was thinking about planting some moles there on that little high ground behind Blue's base, but decided against it. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting map. It's almost illusionary at first, right? Because your knee-jerk reaction is thinking, well, green and yellow, you know, they've got all their expansion mills right next to them. However, taking this mill in like the 7 or 8 o'clock on that double high ground, that might actually be pretty difficult, right? Because it's so close to red and blue. Meanwhile, red and blue are kind of expanding away from green and yellow. You know what I mean? I guess besides that forward mill, kind of close to where that mine was just planted. But overall, I think this is pretty doable for all intents and purposes. Taking a second base at the very least should be pretty safe for all players.
Whoa, gentlemen going straight to the owl, but Pile and Dino going double lizard. So if they decide to go heavy aggression here against this guy's squirrels, this could be really bad. Because really only the gentleman is shoring up his base right now. Okay, losing one lizard. Yeah,
it takes a little bit of winds out of their sails on this timing. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag in this game. Let's see if it clears up, but Blizzard's trying to move forward. Did they get the scout off? Yeah, they've seen the tier 3. So they know it's there. I'm interested how they shift their strategy to deal with that. And it looks like they're going straight double lizard here. No, a badger gets thrown down for Dino, which is going to do very nicely against that owl coming out for the gentleman.
Yeah, there was a big window there for them to potentially do damage with the gentleman having nothing. But I guess the mines were enough to sort of, you know, scare them to not bring the lizards in, which was perfect, really. And then the gentleman transitioning into a bunch of toads, which should be great against the lizards.
Ooh, the gentleman's selling off that owl and going into some snakes instead.
Interesting, okay.
Meanwhile, the badger is still cooking. It's going to start building here soon. Dino's saved up the money for it, so he's going to be able to get it out as efficiently as possible. Let's see if they're aware of it. Okay, here's a big attack moving forward with a lot of squirrel toad against pure lizard. This guy and the gentleman looking to hit a timing. Meanwhile, Pile breaks out and is moving forward for the counterattack.
Oh, okay, that didn't really do that much.
Gentleman trying to bring the toads back to buffer that counterattack away, and it's effective. But are these lizards going to have a little window to get in on these squirrels before the toads get back? Nice mine hit there, and it's going to slow the lizards! And the toads get insane connections there. 1 to 2 toads go down for that entire pack of lizards. This guy and the gentleman in great shape.
Yeah, the toads in the mines just being a huge factor here. Just putting all your eggs into the lizard basket is not working out at all for them. It's just a really great counterplay from the gentleman and this guy. And now the badger's just coming out.
There are some snakes, though. If they get those poison stacks on the badger, it's not going to last very long. Good target fire. 2 stacks of poison is getting down so low, and it goes down. And with that, Dino immediately taps out. And we're going to be going into a nice, quick match 2 here. Great decision making by the gentleman. You know, swapping out of the owls into the snake after he scouted the badger. I mean, that was great.
Oof. Yeah, past the first few minutes, they really should have transitioned out of the masked lizard, because typically you want to try to do a run by or some type of aggressive action, but they were just staying back with masked lizards. If you're not tech switching to anything else, and the other team does, you saw what happened there. It was
a slaughter.
Yeah.
That's what's really cool about Tooth and Tail, if you're someone maybe tuning in, hasn't seen the game too much, is you can tech switch for free in this game besides time. You know, you get your full refund back, so a really big part of Tooth and Tail is mind games and scouting and kind of shifting towards what your opponent's doing. And over here on the right, down a match, we've got Dino and Pile, and their opponents to the left, Gentleman and this guy. Alright, this guy, no squirrels, no lizards, no moles. Other than that, everything looks pretty decent here. Pile with a deck that looks pretty standard, to be honest. Maybe something you'd even see on the ladder. So he's probably happy about that. Doesn't have his world-famous lizards, unfortunately. And the Gentleman's composition's pretty decent, too. So there's actually a lot of variety, I feel like, in the compositions here.
Yeah, this is amazingly standard we have.
Kind of awkward mill placement on this map. Look at this mill at the top, like the King's Mill up here, you know? On that double high ground. That'd be
in
really...
terms of ease of the expansion, I would say this guy and the Gentleman have the advantage on that. 2 high ground bases right next to their mains.
Yeah, you're never gonna complain when you've got an expansion in your front lawn. I'm curious if this 12 o'clock base is gonna come into play, because it seems like a good candidate for a sneaky expansion. You know, are players really gonna spend the time to go check that out, you know, consistently throughout the game?
Yeah, we haven't really seen any sneaky bases yet. We've mainly seen mills that were taken to take like superior positioning, and it seems like that's really important in these 2v2s. Getting a random economic advantage doesn't seem to be what's on the players' minds. It seems to be, let's grab a place on the map where we can sort of shore up with all of our units and then move from there.
That's true. Because in a 2v2 environment, you're probably not going to see that hidden base happen as much as like a 1v1, because, you know, you've got 2 opponents constantly scouting the map. But here we see this guy rocking a very fast badger. Pile trying to get those ferrets out, and Dino going for chameleons, and Gentleman chameleons as well. So have the green and yellow. They haven't scouted the tier 3 yet, so I'll try to keep my eye on that. That's going to be pretty big. The badger, quite a powerful unit if it's able to get out, and this guy has got the pigeons. He's got a good supporting composition for it. This is a really important scout. Like, Dino and Pile need to see that badger. But it looks like they're just moving in. They've got a lot of squizzard. They've got a ferret and a couple and chameleons to back them up. This is a nice composition here. However, there are toads on the other side of the map.
Yeah, the only awkward thing here is that they have to fire ferret shots on the high ground, and they probably need to shoot the commanders or something. They're just holding position. I don't know why they're not just harassing the commander off the high ground.
Squirrel's starting to press forward.
Yeah, 1 for 3 there for some reason.
I'm really curious on how these toads are going to connect. Toads coming down for both teams here.
Huh, he's just allowing his warrens to go down. I imagine he doesn't want to waste shots for whatever reason. He's just buying time for the badger to come out, and now it's come out. Let's see what happens here.
Alright, the badger is here, as long as this guy can control that well.
Toads on toads. This comes out of the badger at this point. And yeah, with the healing from the pigeons, the whole army is just going to go down here. Now, it looks like this might just be a potential run over.
Yeah,
this team will completely reinforce.
Dino and Pile really don't have a good answer to that badger. You need a unit like a snake or a falcon. Even a large group of lizards can get it done, but you know, it's just not in the cards here. for Dino and Pyle, and this Badger, you know, I'm kind of okay with this because the Badger was never scouted, you know, they legit, like, caught them blindsided with it, and if you know your opponent's going to go Badger, you're probably not going to invest in units like Ferrets, for example.
Yeah, and what's unfortunate as well is that Ferrets typically slow play like they were doing, like chipping away at their frontal Warrens, but that just buys time for the Badger to come out. So it was sort of the best situation for the Badger player.
And that's it. 2 games within 5 minutes, man. I think Gentleman was trying to eat some food. He's like, man, I'm not going to let this interrupt my dinner. Let me just bop these guys within 5 minutes and get back to it. That was crazy. Both those
these last 2
matches
rounds have been quick compared to our first few games that we witnessed.
Okay, so that means Pyle and... No, wait. Yeah, Pyle and Dino, aka the Conniver, are eliminated. So let me find their sheets of paper and throw them angrily on the ground.
Throw them asunder.
That's right. Toss them in the bin. Okay. So now we have, let me pull up a more interesting screen here for you guys. Okay. So everybody's in here. The question is, who's going to be on whose team? Out of Washoe, Mishi, this guy, and the Gentleman. Did I lose Mishi's paper? Oh, no, wait. Okay, it's right here. Okay. Bam. All right, let's determine teams, shall we? With the hats, the power of the hat. All right, contestant 3 is the Gentleman. Contestant 4 is this guy.
All right.
And I think that's all we need to know, right? Because it's going to be...
Pretty much.
Contestant 5 as Washoe and 6 as Mishi. So we're going to have the Gentleman and this guy paired up again to determine who can go to the final. And AV, our anime storyline here, might come true. Gentleman's just got to win one more series here, and he's back in the finals, waiting with Big Pimpintosh. Jit and this guy is such a massive team, but Washoe's no slouch. He's made it this far. He's got Mishi on his team. He's definitely got a chance here. Let me give Washoe a little ping. Bam. Okay. This Gentleman. Oh, yes, yes. Mishi in the chat. I love it. This Gentleman.
In Washi or Misho?
Ooh. I like Misho. I like Misho. This Gentleman versus Misho.
Versus Misho.
Let's
Oh,
do it.
yeah.
What's up, everybody in the chat? Hope y'all are doing all right. Sounds like Washoe has arrived.
It's really helpful when the teams are ordered correctly on the scoreboard. It really helps visualize the teams way better than spectating.
Yeah, for sure. And that should be the case this time. I think it's just based on left to right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Coming into this game, guys. On the right side, maybe the underdogs in this match, we've got Mishi and Washoe. And a force to be reckoned with down here. This guy and the Gentleman. What are you gasping about, AV?
They have a silly little choke here where the campfire is.
Oh man. Oh yeah, look at the mini-map where the Gentleman's at right now. Like there's nothing there. Might as well just cross that out of the board. Jeez, you're right. Going into their base. Well, hang on. There is a little path that the Gentleman just walked through right now.
Yeah.
Kind of north of that 5 o'clock mill. So there are 2 entryways, but okay. Does Washoe.
I have a feeling there's going to be a ton of aggression on the gentleman here. He's sort of alone down here, and there's a little path to his base.
See, the problem too is like Misho can't really even take advantage of these chokes defensively. Like, they've got the tools, like the barbed wire and the balloons and stuff, but they can't hunker down on 3 gristmills, you know? Like, all the gristmills on this map are in this gentleman's favor. So Misho's really going to have to get out there and get something done.
Washoe's waiting for a tier 2, potentially? Or just late on his timing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes that's not a big deal. Like, if you can get that extra scouting info you needed, you know, throwing down something like a pig farm timing is a big deal, you know. But being a little late on your double after the 8 farms, most of the time is not a big deal, unless you're going against like a 5 farm opening or something. So this is interesting. Gentlemen already trying to expand. And I think they got to be a little bit careful with this. You know, I don't think Gentlemen can go up to 16 farms or anything, because it should be very obvious that Mishi and Washoe have to get aggressive here.
This is great teams play. This guy putting down a barbed wire to block that 1x1 tile and allowing him to take that pocket base he has. Very good defensive play so far. Really thinking about how the map is going to play out in the end and how things will go. Very smart.
Yeah, I love really efficient usage of just like 1 or 2 pieces of barbed wire, you know. That always makes me happy. And that's a great example right there. So let's see, a lot of tier 1, a lot of tier 2 coming out. Mishi sneaking out a wolf. Where is that wolf? It's over here. And this is going to be an aggressive wolf, I think. You know? Like, they're going to use it. Hopefully the buff lets their units kind of edge over. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd rather see a badger, and Mishi's just gonna go crazy and get that badger.
That's pretty chill. And yeah, considering the current area on the map, it's so defensible, they can definitely get that out.
Yeah, this is a smart idea. They're setting up a very strong 1 base timing on the back of the badger wolf combo. A little bit of lag here, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully that clears up, or the players can muscle through it. This is cool, man. I'm curious if this is going to work. Like, this guy and the gentleman are committing to economy. They're not going crazy, though. A couple farms is not a big deal, but at the same time, when you have a big badger wolf-driven force, you know, knocking on your front door, you need every piece of food you can to survive. And this guy's going to come in here and see the double tier 3 scout. I'm curious how they're going to react to that.
It's unlikely they'll try for aggression. It's more likely that they'll continue economy and just attempt to hold. This lag is unfortunate.
Yeah, it is kind of laggy here, unfortunately. Hopefully the players can make it through. I know that is frustrating. But the good news is the lag doesn't give anyone an advantage. You know, everybody's dealing with it, so... Alright, so the gentleman and this guy know what's coming. How are they going to stop it? Lots of lizards, that seems to make sense to me. As the lizards have the possibility to get in on that badger and deal a lot of DPS with this round. The wolf's about to be here. The badger's already been paid for. Mishi kind of with all the heavy tech units and kind of relying on Washoe
oh, wow.
for the tier 1.
Yeah, the heavy lizard is actually so smart because Misho do not have toads.
Right.
So they're probably going to really have to rely on the tankiness of their skunks to keep themselves in the fight longer than just a few seconds.
I think I would have rather seen Washoe really commit on Lizard Mole rather than build tier 2 here. Because the moles are going to do well against lizards also. So here's the push. I imagine they're not going to wait around. You know, they got to hit this timing. Now, this guy did go really hard on that defense. I'm not sure if he's going to have the army to deal with this.
Well, there's opportunity for...
Oh, here's the run by. Oh, but all the barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
Oh, it doesn't stop the lizards, though. Smart idea, but it wasn't enough.
What's he doing?
The lag did clear up, so that's nice. But I think the lizards are going to kill Mishi straight up. They do indeed. Man, those lizards did not care about that barbed wire at all, man. They just ran right through it.
It did bring them all to a bit of half
To be fair,
there
it
were
was
no
like a
enemies
lot
on the
of
back
lizards.
line to stop it. Also, Mishi not taking an extra base just in case.
Right.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah, this was a good idea. I feel like this is kind of similar to what we saw in that chip game, you know? Where the lizard run by gets him. Now, Washoe gonna try to do the same thing to Gentleman. I'm not sure if he's aware or not of the other base over there, so he doesn't knock Gentleman out of the game. He's got a nice army, but it's not gonna be enough. This guy moving in and should be able to snipe this Gristmill. Point on the board for this Gentleman.
I guess they were hoping that the barbed wire would be enough of a deterrent, but
I think it was a smart idea, but the two rows wasn't enough. You know, maybe 3 or 4 rows would have been enough. You know. Washoe bailing out. I'm sure he's coming back here in a second. Oh, I got some Discord messages. Alright, that is irrelevant. I wonder why Washoe left. Let's see if he accidentally clicked out on mistake or something. Is he coming back? Washoe, there he is. Alright.
excellent.
Okay, let's hop into it. In the bottom, up a match, we've got this guy and the Gentleman, and up top, their opponents, Mishi and Washoe.
Do you think there are enough mills on this map?
Nah, this is a poor man's map here. I don't know what they're. I think they're going to be forced on one economy aggression or one base aggression. This map is crazy. We got a double high ground in the middle. Unlike last game, Mishi and Washoe have plenty of expansion options here.
I'm very happy that this guy and the Gentleman have that sort of back alley to get out on the western side of the map. Otherwise, it'd be really tough for them to fight out of this.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd just be this one point here. And imagine, like, you know, Mishi and Washoe grab this gristmill up here, maybe start throwing down barbed wire and turrets. It could fairly easily contain their opponents, but no lag this game, so that's nice. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it.
Granted, it'd still be pretty tough, but
Mishi with the Badger Fox. Mishi's deck is so weird. I think it's interesting. You can kind of see the effect of the kind of pseudo RNG where they try to balance it a little bit, you know. But something they don't take into account is like toads and pigeons aren't really the same thing as like squirrels, lizards, and moles. You know what I mean? So Mishi getting stuck with toad pigeon here is a little bit rough. But he can still make something happen. Washoe does have squirrels, so they can combine forces and get a nice squirrel-toad composition going. They both have Badger Fox. Dude, Washoe's rocking 3 tier 3 here. This could be a crazy game if it goes late.
Yeah, the toads are specifically rough because this Gentleman doesn't really have anything that toads heavily counter.
Right.
Or at least are very effective against. So I imagine they'll be swapping out of that. Unless you want to keep them for mice. I'm not sure if that's still a thing.
Nah, generally, I mean, unless you really use them to break through, you know, a wave of mice that gives you a timing to get in there, it can be pretty bad losing those.
They're going heavy into squirrels.
I'm curious if Mishi and Washoe know about that back alleyway you were talking about earlier, because they're really starting to do that contain thing I was mentioning, and you know, this Gentleman can simply sneak out the back.
The Drumfire is oddly curious because I mean, They're sort of just defending what they already have. I don't know. It's I don't know what that gives them really. They sort of just get cornered in this side of the map with that.
Right. It should give them the capability to at least clear those turrets. But yeah, I agree. It's not. I don't feel like it's protecting enough. You know.
In the very least, they may be able to claim the mills to the left, so that's probably good enough.
3 players already dropping down tier 3 Warrens here. We see a nice variance in the units selected. It's kind of neat. Gentleman decided Owl over Badger. Maybe he likes this map for his team, and he wants to take it to a later game and start building up that Owl count. You know.
In that case, I would wonder why he wouldn't just let this guy go the Owl and then the Gentleman go the Badger.
Yeah, that would make sense. Let's see, Washoe and Mishi don't have anything like Falcons in their composition. The Badger is still pretty good against the Owl. Fox is almost here for Mishi. Let's see what kind of harassment he can get done. You really can't... Now, this base from the Gentleman's actually safer than it looks. You know, Mishi could walk through this little spot, you know, a little north of his turret. There is a walkway, but most of the terrain to get over there is kind of sealed off. So many tier 1 Warrens down in camp. This gentleman here. 27 squirrels.
They haven't even scouted that base to the left, or Misho has not scouted that base to the left.
Oh, really?
At all. Yeah, it's just fog of war over there.
That's very good for the Gentleman. Here's the Fox, but what can the Fox have done? The artillery cannon was recently sold, which is gonna... You know, this guy's not gonna be happy right when he sees that Fox. Mishi might actually stumble upon this, trying to find a way. No, instead he's gonna try to abuse this high ground here and start picking off some units. Couple kills already for the Fox. Needs to be ready to GTFO though as these units advance forward. Gonna get the Fox to half HP, but Mishi's got good control, gonna get out of there, no problem. The Toads moving forward. This could be a huge hit, but surprisingly not so great. They didn't kind of hit the clump of units. Fox under fire, getting healed though, backs out. That's a lot of tier 1 from this Gentleman here.
It's interesting. I'm wondering if the sort of slow gameplay is allowing them to micro even better because they're given small bits of time to like think about what they're gonna do next.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. The lag just like kind of comes and then goes. You know, like it looked like it just cleared up for a second there. That is so much tier 1. Like, look at the mini map. Look how many Warrens are there, and this Gentleman are just slamming through. This Owl, a nice touch to the back, continuing to reinforce. And, you know, that Fox, all the micro in the world's not going to save you. It even goes down. I wonder if Mishi's just going to tap out on the back of that. No, he's going to stay in for now. Look at how many tier 1 units, man. That is so nuts. Here's the Badger, but is it going to be enough is the question.
This Badger's putting in work, though. It's fully spooled up, and the other units aren't DPSing nearly as quickly as they should, but...
Badger goes down, and with that, I think so do the hopes of Washoe and Mishi in this tournament. Well, now nobody can feel bad, right? Because Mishi got most of the buys, and then doesn't advance. So really cool game, man. I'm kind of shocked, like, just the sheer amount of tier 1 that came out, like, off of one base, too, you know? Like,
yeah, we haven't seen Fox do very well in these 2v2's. I think mainly because in the case where both players go mass tier 1, there's way too many units for the Fox to shoot to even cleave through their numbers.
The Fox can be cost efficient, but not time efficient, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, so this guy and the Gentleman advancing. Mishi and Washoe getting crumpled up and thrown on the floor. Alright, bam.
Alright. What's it gonna be, Delthius?
Okay,
What fate do you have for us?
here is the final conclusion. Will we see Big Pimpintosh and the Gentleman back on the same team for the finals? What do you think? What's your coin flip prediction? What are you thinking?
I'm not minding the redemption arc. Pimpintosh and Gentleman back together for the final to defeat the true evil, which would be Arbuz and Mishi.
All right, let me make sure I've got
The old retiree with the I don't know, is Big Pimpin a new guy or a...
He's been around for a good bit here.
Gotcha.
So Big Pimpin, this guy, the Gentleman. I'm missing Mishi. Did I accidentally? Wait, no, it's not Mishi. I'm missing Arbuz. I didn't accidentally crumple up Arbuz, did I? I could have.
I guess Arbuz is out of the tournament. But
Yeah, all right. I guess that's how it works. All right, he gets a new one. I wonder if that's gonna mess with luck or something.
A new piece of paper?
A new piece of paper. Bam. Let's cut it out right now. Arts and crafts with Delthius. Okay. So we've got this guy, the Gentleman, Big Pimpintosh, and Arbuz in the grand final. Let us determine who's going to be on whose team. Let me make sure I'm not getting yelled at. Draw one. Draw one, then three, says Premium Bow. Ooh.
Do what?
He wants me to draw contestant 1 and then contestant 3 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Okay. All right. If you two are on board, I'm on board. Contestant 1 is Big Pimpintosh.
Oh.
Let's see if we get the reunion arc here. Contestant 3, so not on Big Pimpintosh's team, on the opposing team is this guy. So
we have a reunion.
We've got it. Wait, no, wait.
Wait. No, we
There's still
don't.
a chance.
Because,
There's a 50% chance of the reunion right now. Okay, here it is. Here's the draw everybody's been waiting for. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be this one. This one right here. Who is this? Oh my god. Contestant 2 is the Gentleman.
Oh!
Which means contestant number 4 is Arbuz. So we've got the Gentleman and Big Pimpintosh teaming back up against this guy and Arbuz. And that's an interesting split because this guy is like really top tier of newer players. It's not fair to call him newer because he's been playing for a while, but just thinking about ages. You know, when you talk about a guy like Arbuz, right?
Yeah.
So you got Arbuz, who's like an old school legend, and then you've got this guy who's like a new legend. And I don't think this guy's won a tournament yet. Neither has Big Pimpintosh. So both these guys have a lot of street cred on the line here. They're looking for their first title win. I can't believe the redemption arc happens.
I like this universe.
Big Gentleman.
2 players looking for their first big win. Oh man.
Big Gentleman versus Arbuz guy for the grand final here. You know, that Arbuz guy. Alright, best of 5. Yeah, it is best of 5 here. There's no bracket reset. There's no nothing. Just a straight up best of 5. Everybody here in this match is going to walk away with a prize. Second place, getting a $5 gift card each, courtesy of Miss Glicker. And first place, getting a $10 gift card each, courtesy of myself here at ToothAndTailTV. And your subs and donations. Man, I can't believe it turned out to be Big Pimpintosh Gentleman on the same team here.
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
It was always meant to be.
1, 2, 3. 4 games. This is their 4th game together in this tournament. Del sucks at being random. No, this is real random. Like, real random has weird statistical anomalies like this, you know? Where'd Tosh go? Is he getting cold feet? There he is. Cold paws, I should say. Alright. Alright, here we go, guys.
Here we go, into grand finals, best of 5. Big Gentleman versus Arbuzz Guy.
This is really cool. I actually like this. I'm curious, because it's like this guy is like the new kid that's amazing. And Arbuzz is that old school cool, you know, working together to try to fight the Gentleman and Big Pimpatosh, both players that have been putting in a lot of work for a long time. This guy is a beast as a chat. Dude, he is. He rocked me on the ladder several times. Arbuzz. There he is. Alright, let's do this, guys. Grand Finals. Match number 1 here. In the bottom, we've got Arbuzz Guy. And up top, Big Gentleman. Big map. Lots of gristmills.
9 gristmills and a cabin.
I think this map is relatively balanced. You know, I don't think either team could complain here.
Yeah, you put enough gristmills and that'll definitely happen.
That's true. Everybody's got pretty easy access to a second base at least. A third base for Big Gentleman starts to become a problem as they're getting that almost center gristmill that Tosh is near right now, and that's kind of hard to defend when you're so close to your opponents. Meanwhile, a third base option for Arbuzz Guy is better since they're kind of expanding away into that 9 o'clock area. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't like to speculate too much on like third base positioning when 9 times out of 10 we don't even see third bases getting taken, you know.
I expect to see that drum fire being used at some point, and being the only player that has it is pretty huge.
Oh man, you know where it'd be a sick spot to put it? That base, kind of where Gentleman's at right now, that little high ground, or kind of next to that mine, you know? If somebody took that gristmill and then threw like a drum fire on the edge of that high ground, that would be sick.
I can see it.
So far, nothing nuts. Tosh opening up with a Chameleon. I mean, that's not crazy. Everybody else just with the standard 8-farm double or a slight variant on it. Let's see. I wonder what the game plans are. So this is interesting because nobody's got a weird bad deck. You know, I think all the decks are fine for the most part. Is there any kind of weird situation with like lizards and toads?
Oof.
Not really. Like red and yellow have toads, and green and blue have lizards. Little engagement going on here. Some decent mine hits. Nice defense though.
If anything, I'd say that the Gentleman and Tosh lacks like structure variance. They both have mines, kind of limiting compared to the other team, but I don't think that'll play out too much.
Nice little bit of wire placement. Pressure from Gentleman prevents that from really going down. And it looks like they want to move forward with some chameleons in here. Gonna do nice against the tier 1. Re-stealths those chameleons. Nicely done. It looks like they might go down. No, are they both gonna live? Okay, one goes down, but definitely worth it, I think. Even losing the chameleon there, they did so much in that fight.
They were initially going to lose the fight, but that chameleon micro was perfect. It stealth and re-stealth and took several squirrel volleys, and that's all it takes in squirrel versus squirrel matchups. Just takes one or few volleys to sort of turn the tide.
All right, big gentleman moving forward. One chameleon goes down right at the beginning. It wasn't really well protected. Meanwhile, the chameleon for this guy moving forward, and this time around, Arbuz and this guy take a nice engagement for themselves.
Yeah, the gentleman died during that fight, so his chameleon just sort of started attacking the mill instead of the units. I'm not sure what he would have done differently there, other than just attacking squirrels, but I bet that really turned the fight in a less than favorable position.
Badger Warren getting placed down here from the gentleman, even throws a couple safety mines there, worried about maybe some kind of runaround. And yeah, let's see. Meanwhile, Tasha's got the wolf, so nice scout here from Arbuz. Sees the Badger. I'm not sure if they saw the Wolf Warren go down, but Gentleman and Tosh are trying to transition this into a one-base tier 3 push. As they say, that Tosh takes a second base, but I still think generally they're not going to focus on eco. They're going to try to hit a timing with these powerful tier 3 units. They're going to have to get something done because red and yellow are already pretty established on second base economies. However, you know, this guy did go straight up to 8 farms and runs the risk of maybe not having enough army value when these powerful units hit the board.
Yeah, this is a bit worrisome. Their defense is just really good. Bunch of squirrels and then some falcons being added into the mix. This is going to be a tough break.
Yeah, falcons are fantastic here. It's kind of surprising. Like even like 2 falcons can DPS a Badger really quickly. If Arbuz is on top of his control and positioning here, he can really use these falcons to try to eliminate this Badger before it does too much damage. And here we go, gentlemen, starting to posture. That is a lot of chameleons. The wolf is about to pop out as well.
This is pretty smart. One guy's got the tank, the other guy's got the DPS.
Right, here we go. Badger's trying to get the wind up. Meanwhile, this flock of falcons is doing a good job. I really think that's kind of what's keeping Gentleman hesitant. And this is an attack by blue and green that has to get something done. Like, they're very far behind in economy. They can't just kind of go home. Like, they gotta come over. And the Badger gets so low, 4 HP, but it lives. Nice control by Gent.
Tosh only using 1 chameleon and all that. Not too bad. Yeah, neither side really losing a hefty amount of units, just sort of poking back and forth. Looks like they're going to commit cams on the right side, Badger on the left. Yeah, they're just poking away at it, just bit by bit. This isn't too bad. But Green should start looking to expand or get some. Oh, the Gentleman is starving too, so yeah, this is.
Yeah, this is a really good defense. Like, a Badger wolf push, you know, with a lot of chameleons, is nothing to stop at. And Arbuz and this guy have kind of, you know, danced with this and not let them commit to a proper engagement long enough to where the economic advantage should be kicking in. And here's the Badger fully revved up on steroid buff from the wolf. Gonna knock out that expansion from Arbuz.
That was an oddly decent positioning there. The squirrels couldn't do anything against the Badger in the water. Any approach from that point, the Badger just backs up and then melts the squirrels, so just forced to lose that mill.
Yeah, especially because it had that movement speed buff from the wolf, right? So running around in the water is not as big of a deal as it normally is for the Badger.
This is such a good slow play from the Gentleman and Tosh. Normally, you just see people just like move all their units into a big wall and just see what happens. But they're playing smart here. But now that I say that, it looks like they're going into a big fight.
That wolf getting ganked immediately. Most of the chameleons fall as well. And, you know, with all the good control in the world, it eventually, in any RTS game, can come down to numbers. And I feel like this guy in Arba successfully delayed this push long enough where they don't even care that you have those tier 3 units. I've got a million squirrels.
Base race scenario?
Yeah,
well,
desperation attempt here.
Tosh is gonna go down, but doesn't have anything anyway.
Yeah, and Gentleman taps as well. Arba's guy taking the first match in the series.
Yeah, I would say that moving south through the water there to the mill that had no more farms on it was definitely the incorrect move there. And then not backing out and engaging, losing the wolf and the 3 cams really set the downfall there.
Okay, hopping into the next round. That was really good defense from Arbuz and this guy. I'm very impressed.
Oh my gosh.
This map. In the right, we've got Tosh and the Gentleman and their opponents up a match. This guy and Arbuz.
Man, Delthius, did you like up the mill count for these last 2 games?
Extra large, extra mills and extra fries here, apparently. This is crazy. Kind of cool though. Again, I think that was a good point you made earlier. A little bit in jest maybe, but I think it holds true. Is if you throw enough gristmills on the map, right, and it's gonna wind up kind of balanced most of the time.
Yeah, typically in smaller number mill games, a mill on top of a high ground somewhere in the middle of the map becomes a point of contention. But yeah, as you said, you just put them everywhere. The point of contention sort of blurs.
Like, it does look better for Arbuz guy, but again, I don't think that'll be too big of a deal. You know, last game, the Gentleman and Tosh didn't have to go for that play. You know, they could have taken expansions and went for a longer game. But I think the issue was they kind of telegraphed their intention, you know, after Arbuz got that pretty early scout off on that tier 3, and they just responded accordingly. You know, they knew they had enough time to invest X amount of money in their economy and then start building up some things to help deal with that.
So Arbuz had an immediate scout on that tier 3. Can't imagine that they keep it. Yeah, they sell it. I think Arbuz is going to go in for a rescout to make sure he hasn't sold it. Oh, not yet.
Yeah, so Arbuz still looks like the Arbuz that an owl is on the way. But really cool. I wonder if that was the intent the whole time for Tosh, was to try to do a little bit of mind games.
Yeah, one would hope that Arbuz understands. Oh, he probably sold it. There's no way he kept it.
Yeah, and Arbuz is gonna try to get in there and verify that as quickly as he can. And again, I'm a little worried. You know, okay, there's a gristmill. I was gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna commit to this like one base strategy again, as you can see, red and yellow already starting to farm up. Gentleman backing out for now. Sees the toads in there. Probably not happy about it.
Yeah, they're probably going to want to do a tech switch to something else. Both players going for toads on the northern side. I expected this one.
Ooh, he actually can get through there. Very nice, but unfortunately that campfire kind of gives him away. Gentleman is one of the players that really can dance his lizards and trigger toads with his lizards in cost-effective ways. So I'm not shocked to see him not switch out of the lizards just yet. But it's still, even if you're good at it, it's still such a razor's edge situation. You know, one misstep, one toad goes off you didn't expect to be there. And
this is scary right here.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Toads on the high ground, lizards on the low ground.
So Tosh is going for a one base double owl. That's kind of interesting. It might work. You know, against like a lot of toads, a lot of lizards, a lot of squirrels. And this has been scouted. So red and yellow are aware of what's coming.
Yeah, if the two owls are able to clear out the toads potentially due to Miss Micro from Arbuzz or this guy, that would allow free reign for the lizards.
Yeah, and there's also nothing really that red and yellow have that are going to prevent these owls from getting just free damage done, right? Like, I'm curious how Tosh is going to play this. I think he's wanting to clear the toads, as you mentioned, for the big group of Gentleman's Lizards to come in, or is he maybe going to distract here at Arbuzz's second while the Gentleman comes in and hits that juicy base in the 12 o'clock? Kind of surprised we haven't seen Tosh run his mice in. Yeah, there they go. They're starting to go in. Get a couple toads. That's always nice. Yeah, gotta be careful here.
Good pull
pulling
back.
back the toads. Very nicely done.
Yeah, a split second more and they were going to explode them as mice. Very good pullback.
So many toads coming out for the Gentleman. Going straight Liz Toad here, and yeah, this is probably the best use of an owl I've seen in a long time. I think these owls are doing a great job. Yeah, here's that 12 o'clock snipe I was talking about, but no, all these warrens are in the way, so he's just going to go for those instead. He's going to get out scot-free. I think he's going to try to lead him back into these mines. That's a really cool play.
That's going to hurt.
Oh,
okay,
they don't quite
bad.
take the bait. Arbuzz with his own owl here. Going up to 3, but again, we kind of find ourselves in a similar situation to last game where blue and green are doing something really cool, but they gotta get their economy up and running. You know, I guess Tosh, like Gentleman's got to fully farm second base. But here we go. Big engagement here. It's really gonna come down to toads. Nice hits on the lizards, but not gonna be enough. All these toads from the Gentleman crash again. This toads actually from the Gentleman I don't think did a whole lot there. And this guy and Arbuzz are gonna repel. They've got so much left over. This can be a very critical counterattack here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the owls didn't do nearly as much as you would hope. They got a few mice pickoffs, but if you micro it well enough, they're not even really good as tanks either. So right now they're just 360 food floating up in the air doing nothing.
Yeah. And Iris says in the chat, how did those not hit the mill? I was thinking the same thing. I thought that's what Gentleman was trying to do, was to snipe that mill with those toads, but maybe there's some mice in the way or something we couldn't see with all the chaos going on. Gentleman doing what he can with the counterattack here. Gonna try to knock this guy out of the game, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to win this base race. It looks like this guy will get knocked out. Right. Bam. Okay. Tosh and Gentleman are still alive. Arbuzz has a hefty army, and Arbuzz has 3
Does he
Gristmills
not
that he's
know
gonna
that
have
the
to take.
campfire's there?
Oh, yeah, maybe he missed that in the 3 o'clock position.
Oh, his lizards are so low. I don't think they're going to be able to kill the final mill.
Yeah, only 5 lizards left. Nice attempt by the Gentleman. You might as well in those kinds of situations, you know. But Arbuzz is a force to be reckoned with here.
Oh my gosh. One campfire between the two.
Tosh is trying desperately to get these owls over to this last base and try to target it down, but I don't think it's going to work. They both end up falling. The Gentleman will snag another mill. He's only got 5 lizards left, and I don't think those will take down a gristmill before the pigs shoot them down. So
5 lizards are so weak. It's lucky that Arbuzz's army is so slow.
right. But Arbuzz could just like leave everything but the owls, you know, and go hunt for that last campfire. Something like that.
Yeah, he must be really scared right now. He's not taking any chances.
Both players just with a couple... Oh, where's that mole warren? All right, there's the mole warren from Tosh. All right, Gentleman looks like he taps out. That's it, another win for Arbuzz guy.
Oh no. This is the lowest point for the hero team. What's going to happen?
This is the unexpected plot twist at the end, right? They finally reunite in the finals after the after the traitorous acts, and they fought each other. They became friends again. But they're going up against the best of the old and the best of the new. Let's see if it's a 3-0 clean sweep, or if the gentleman and Tosh can get something together here.
I believe in the reverse sweep.
Hey, Dino's got a good point. This is when the anime protagonist comeback happens, right? Or they win the reverse sweep. That's very true. In the bottom, guys, we've got this guy in Arbuz.
Happening.
And at the top, we've got Tosh and Gentleman. And I'm worried for Tosh and Gentleman. No squirrels or lizards between them. However, Arbuz is the only player in this game who's got a core unit. But then again, I guess moles you can kind of consider a core unit nowadays. So not the end of the world.
Each player has moles.
Yeah, everybody's got moles. It's gonna be a dirty game. Let's see if they can dig their way out of this. Alright, that's enough. Okay, gentlemen, floating some serious food here with the mole rush. Alright. Right in their face, too. Oh, you can't build your warrants there, Arbuz! Every second really counts. Oh, man. Is this the hero comeback? Tosh, where's Tosh's moles? Tosh's moles are over here to the side. The double mole rush. I love it. Is it gonna work?
Oh, did the gentleman die?
Tosh died, but he's on his way back. I think gentlemen's just wait. I think they're gonna get their round 2. They're gonna come in with 6 moles each. The moles from Tosh on the backside should be able to do some real damage to the economy. Meanwhile, the gentleman's dealing with the units up front. Are they just gonna target the mill? They're just gonna target the mill!
Oh no!
Are you kidding me?
Oh no!
Are you kidding me? Oh!
The fact that Tosh died and like ruined the timing.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You guys, look how low that mill got. It almost worked. Really nice reaction by Arbuz and this guy. A little unfortunate there. Tosh losing his commander. And that's it. Gentleman's just gonna tap out, knowing it's over.
They attempted the trump card, but it did not work out. This is like season 1 ending material. But season 2, things will be different.
Right. We're ending the anime on a cliffhanger. You know. You think the bad guys win, but then
Dang. The gentleman falls and it's a slow death for Tosh.
Yeah, Tosh is hanging in there, but I think he's gonna tap out now, and that's it, guys. With a 3-0 sweep, Arbuz and this guy take the crown. Congratulations to all our players. Everybody who was in that match is gonna end up with a prize. Really cool to see this guy win his first tournament. Arbuz adding another notch to the belt here. So yeah, really cool, man. I'm happy. What'd you think? I always think it's really cool in our scene. We're always doing different types of tournaments, you know. How'd you feel about this one?
It's just awesome that as you said, there's like so many different types of things that we can do with this game. We don't have to play the same way every single time. People are always interested in any way this game is played. It's fantastic.
Right on, man. Well, I think that's it for us, guys. We've been on the mic for 4 hours here. I think I can speak for AV Ultima and say we're kind of getting a little tired. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks again, all the hard work from everybody involved with this event. Premium Bow doing a ton to make this happen. Glorious AFB with some fantastic artwork. Let me show that artwork again on the screen. That was sick. Bam. Yeah, let me get rid of this. Really awesome. Give his Twitter account some love, guys. Shout out to Miss Glicker as well for pitching into the prize pool. Get people hyped up to play and let you have a little bit of bragging rights and say, yeah, I've made money playing video games. I think that's it. Thanks for everybody who participated, everybody who tuned in, and everybody who's watching this on TwitchBot or YouTube in the future. I love you all. You're all a bunch of beautiful nerds. AV Ultima, anything you want to add here at the end?
Hey, I just want to say that it's awesome seeing that this game is continually played, and tournaments still being organized for it, leagues still being made. It's just an awesome community, and I'm just happy to see that it's still thriving even today.
Yes, sir. I agree 100%. And that's gonna be it, guys. Let's go say hi to Big Pimpintosh on his stream, WoodyPun7. Or are you? Wait, are you still streaming? Or are you done Dungeon Ring now? Looks like he's still streaming. So yeah, let's give Woody Pun the raid. Give him a big woof. Give him a big ow in the chat, and we will see y'all next time. I'll be back tomorrow probably, so see y'all then.
See ya.